bullet points everything without getting too detailed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it has that very generalized storytelling feel to it that I appreciate.
It lets you cut into the scenes without getting bogged down in the minutia.
Exactly.
So how is everybody doing? I haven't heard Dave or Rupert yet.
I said
No, they're on the. Oh, Dave. Yeah. You're on the. You're all on the roll 20. You can see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, it doesn't look like Rupert is. I see him on Roll20, but I don't see him in Discord.
No, I don't see him on Discord either. Wonder whether it's worth just messaging him, maybe Jim.
maybe.
Yeah,
maybe you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry I missed last time, guys. It was one of those weird, do or don't kind of situation. As I say, my friends are over from the Czech Republic, and
Hey, I hope you had fun.
yeah, we had great. Yeah, so they, so the guy Stu, I went to university with him. He's an English guy, and he married a Czech girl, and they live out in the Czech Republic. But they come back, so his parents still live here in England, but they're down in kind of Reading, so it's probably, I don't know, maybe 2 hours from us. So we agreed to meet in the middle somewhere. So we made a big picnic and we met at a country park and, had the afternoon and the evening just kind of sitting on the grass and playing football with the kids, and it was great.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I mean, it's always good to reconnect.
Yeah, totally.
I mean,
totally.
Come on, that's why most of us game.
For a moment and grab a beverage. I'll be right back.
Okay,
Go for it.
We'll totally talk about how our Jack of Jacks almost got committed, while you're gone.
Yeah, you'll have to. I know you posted the link up on the Facebook group, but I just haven't had the time to listen to it, man. So you might have to fill me in about what happened.
So,
what dreadful decisions I made.
As poor King was sleeping off that psychic trauma you experienced, when you looked at her in the face and you realized what she was, and all those horrible gut soul pains came out. And instead of music, you decided to hit the booze and sleep it off at the bar, of course, because that just works out. But you're hanging at the club for the group, so they can still totally use the club as the headquarters.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
As King kind of wakes up, and there's a knock on the door. Your custodian tells you that somebody retched in the stock room, made a huge mess all over the place. Apparently there's some creepy guy, bald guy with tattoos living up in the second story apartment in the club.
What?
It's okay. It's totally okay. He's wearing clean clothes and all, and the guys totally said it was cool. Cole said it was cool. I mean,
great. What is this, a hotel?
He's wearing trendy clothes from down the street, so it's okay. So I'm only assuming, since this is 80s-ish, he's totally walking around like the Fresh Prince,
Oh, right. Yeah. Not like something out of Miami Vice.
Nope.
Sleeves rolled up.
And you find out that, of course, you slept the day away. And remember how the opera was like 2 days away? Well, it's now like, it's now like in the morning. It's still the the evening before, but it's in the morning. As you kind of wake up and you get the progress report from everybody of what's been going on while you've just been telling people, I'm taking the day off. And are you going to...
Not in danger, but I'm going to sleep it off. Fair enough.
So on the plus side, your status is cleared if you want to go ahead and clear that up. We totally assumed that's what you did for your downtime, was to clear your status.
That makes perfect sense, yeah. Why not?
Oddly enough, quite a few of your teammates did the exact same thing, was clear their statuses for their downtime.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
But I do recall that... Let's scroll up there.
Okay, that's odd. Status. I've only got a status on there of backstage pass something 2. Oh,
Oh,
maybe I marked it off.
that was the good status for you.
Yeah.
It
Remember
was, wasn't it?
That was at your friend's club.
Yes. Yeah, I think I had I had something that had been burned, I think. I had a power tag that had been burned.
And your friends, I'll totally wait till he gets back.
That's
But
on the
they had a fun adventure going to a psychiatric facility and almost getting committed.
Oh, mate, that's some Sherlock Holmes shit right there.
They're like, look at my friend. He needs a doctor. He's done bad things. Let's get him committed. Will you sign the paperwork? No. We'll totally commit him for a 3-day stay. Because they were trying to locate this mysterious Dr. Crystal. And they did find some information out about her, but found out she is very difficult to get FaceTime with.
Yes, that's right. I seem to remember, Rupert ringing up and being put on a waiting list or something. That was the last thing I remember. What was the last thing I remember? Oh, the last thing was where we kind of chased the guy and he went into the sewers and Rico and Cole ran after him. And then Rupert and I kind of took the car and went to the end of the culvert to wait for them. And that was the last thing on my notes anyway that I remember.
Yep, so. As I changed the map, so it's totally that scene we started up with, because I was expecting you guys to be there. Is you guys pulled the car up as the hooded man ran out of the tunnel and just slammed into the car.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys masterfully knocked him out, put him in the car between the two backseat people, who were also covered in sewer, and drove to a warehouse to interrogate this guy while you were getting some downtime, because the fact the fact that the entire backseat smells like a sewer had you a little upset on top of everything else. And at least we know that Guntis knows how to drive.
Because
that was our question on the episode before was, can you drive?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And the boys had a really difficult time.
Yes, I see.
So your plan to bring the car there to block off the pass was genius, because it resulted in him. And of course, this is when the camera gets all montagey. You guys took him to a creepy little warehouse and interrogated him and found out he wasn't that bad. Because someone got the great idea to give him a pad of yellow legal pad of paper and a pen to be able to communicate.
Because he's deaf.
Because he's deaf and mute.
And mute, yeah, presumably.
And he kept signing to your compatriots, and they had no idea what he was saying.
Because I'm the one that can interpret. Brilliant.
So that's your new guest, by the way.
Oh, great.
He senses death approaching.
Oh, is that his gig? Right. So, did we get to the bottom of why he keeps turning up?
Because he senses that she's going to kill somebody.
They believe he is some kind of like Chiron, spirit of death. He senses imminent death, and he's trying to warn people. But like the classic Cassandra, he tries to warn people and he just gets into more trouble for it.
Great.
And it doesn't help that he looks like some street kid that gets death motif tattoos from anywhere that gives out free tattoos.
Yeah.
And then the doctor specifically deals in our kind of people.
Oh, really?
On the down low. So that's why she's been seeing... What's her nuts?
Martha.
Martha,
yes.
Yep. Yeah, the group went to her beautiful psychiatric facility, which has a few different doctors and things, and totally traumatized the receptionist that was there. And proceeded to follow her into the facility and walk through expert immediately. Finding out that there are people under observation there. There's a few different folks. There was a doctor that was going to see him, but it was totally not Dr. Crystal. They found Dr. Crystal's office, broke in, stole a lot of files, and made a big damn hero style exit with nobody noticing.
Acquired
awesome.
Except
files. We did not steal. We just acquired.
Except for the guy who
Sure.
parked their car, totally recognized the driver came in with the car and left with a lab coat, pretending to work there.
Okay. Well, that sounds crackers.
What the valet does with that knowledge, we don't know.
Who knows? It can be used against us later, I imagine.
And he totally saw
what-
one of you guys wearing the lab coat run into the bushes and then jump into the car as you were leaving.
Did we find, or did you guys find out the tattooed guy's name?
There was a name I don't recall.
Great. Let's just call him Jeff for now, then. Fine.
There's no notepads in the game.
His name was John, by the way. John Norwalk.
That's it.
John
assuming-
what?
That's it.
I'm assuming that Cole's good with names when he wants to be.
Yeah. Just the game itself, or the character sheet itself, doesn't really lend itself to like note taking and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
You have to hide everything on the edit page, which is kind of lame.
Yeah, I tend to just keep a Word document running.
I keep it old school. I keep a notepad on the laptop.
Yeah.
Even though on Windows now you have to make it open Notepad. It's like, no, sticky notes, no, Notepad.
Classic.
That way I can copy and paste it into everything.
So we wanted John close so that we would know when he would sense, next time she's trying to kill somebody.
Well, I think we probably know when that is. I
Probably.
assume this opera. I imagine she could kill a whole bunch of people. But what?
Right.
Is the starring act in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what does the thing is? What does she get out of it? That's one of the intriguing things. I mean, does she get sustenance from it?
Well, there is one other thing. Every place that she's been, there have been always been a lot of people, but only one person died.
Oh, okay.
I've been thinking that maybe these people are somehow connected to her in some way or fashion, or to Dr. Crystal in some way or fashion, which is why they're being specifically eliminated.
Ooh, I like this thought process here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does she really know what she's doing?
Well, yeah.
But we think Crystal might be guiding the hand of whatever element is of, her being.
Oh, but we haven't been able to speak to Crystal.
No. We were never able to get to her.
She actually has an off-site lab, something private that we have not been to.
Okay.
Because the best superpower of receptionists is actually blocking people from getting what they want.
Classic. Damn those receptionists. Okay. So, have we heard from Guntis at all?
We have not. I'm Facebooking him right now, just in case he doesn't have the link for the Discord.
Well, I see Rupert in Discord.
Oh, cough, cough.
Hey.
I heard a cough, cough in a new tone.
Hello, everybody.
As
Oh!
Rupert's got a beaker overflowing with some smoke cloud.
Hello, Dr. Nick. Good. Well, you're there then.
a full house.
Good.
Okay,
First of
so
all, it seems I confused starting time for 1 hour too early, and then I went to take some nap a little bit, and sorry, got asleep.
the
Yeah,
power
no
of the I'm just gonna take a quick nap, and then it consumes you.
Because don't forget, it's 7:20 p.m. Right now here,
Oh yeah, because you're
and
all the way on
Is
the
it?
other side.
I have been screwing drywall to the wall and things like that all day.
Oof, that'll
Thank
definitely
goodness
tire
you
you
said
out.
drywall.
Yeah. Yeah. Glad you added the full details there.
Oh, brilliant. Love it.
Someone get me some
Uh,
ginseng.
Good. Right. we call drywall plasterboard here. It confused me for a long time when people kept referring to drywall or rock wall.
So of course, then we start the camera pans in from our little 80s style cop show montage down to the camera focuses down on Cole, who's just relaxing after, getting home, finally recovering from that horrible status he had where he just couldn't get the smell to go away. Thank God it's gone now. So
Had to go to a spa.
what is Cole doing after he had his mani-pedi?
Well, so what time is it now? It's like the morning, the
We'll
day
say
before.
it's late evening because Cole is finally recovered from his day of rest. Unless you want to just say I'm going to bed and I wake up in the morning, you can totally say that.
Well, so tomorrow's the
Tomorrow at
event.
7 is the opera.
Okay. Probably trying to research some more information on the doctor.
Okay, so you're totally scouring your social circles looking for who do I know that sees this doctor?
Yeah.
Well, I think that Rupert may be best suited for that since he's in the education industry.
I'm at the college.
Cole's hoping
Yeah.
for some high class clientele since she did have a classy joint. I mean, there was lion statuary made out of plants. That's classy. So at any point, are you going to pick up the phone and call the guys? As you get this gnawing feeling that, damn, I never did tell Cole that he has a house guest.
You mean King?
King, yeah, sorry. I was thinking old King Cole.
Well, at some point, yeah. I mean, I'd check in on, make sure he's still alive, and let him know what's happening. Yeah.
Okay, so you call up King and you clue him in on what's been going on?
Yeah.
Is there any particular detail you are or are not mentioning?
No. Pretty straightforward. The whole adventure.
Okay.
Well, it sounds like you've had a pretty crazy day, man.
Yeah, see what happens when you overdo it and you miss out on the fun.
Yeah. So look, I've got this guy living upstairs. What's that about?
Yeah. That's John. That's our buddy we were looking for. He'd been a little homeless, so we're throwing him a bone. And that way he's close. He'll reach out if he has any sensations of anything going on.
Like a premonition of death, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, he will tell you if you are going to die.
Great. What a fun guy to have around. Yeah. So this Martha's going to sing tomorrow. Then at this opera. What? Or is it opera or an opera house? It's an event, is it?
Yep, it's a large city event.
Yeah. So have we got? I mean, I've already tried to challenge her about it, and she, I don't know, kind of used some kind of power or something, and that's knocked me out of the game, really, guys. So have we got anything resembling a plan?
No, you're the expert on these death things, so.
Great.
I mean,
Thanks.
you kind of saw something, right? You seem pretty shaken.
Yeah, she seems, well, all that I could say is she seemed to tap into, like, my greatest, don't know, my greatest loss or my greatest fear or something. So, I don't know. It's a tricky thing, isn't it? You know, the other guy that came, the guy that came to the other club, did he have some kind of, he'd broken up with somebody, like a relationship had ended, and the other person died, their son had died, hadn't he? And they were really heartbroken about it. So she seems to focus on that, you know, she seems to either draws power from it or is drawn to it. I don't know. I mean, if the opera house has got hundreds of people in it, how do we stop her from killing anybody? I don't. It just seems an enormous task. I can't, because I imagine there are lots of people with loss or tragedy in their lives that she could target, and I don't know why she. You know, is there any indication of who she might be targeting, and you know whether it's specific people?
Yeah, does she even know, or is it just whatever manifests and has been brought out by Crystal? We don't know. Of course, we could always try to watch for Crystal and see if she's there somehow driving something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Do we know what Crystal looks like? We haven't managed to see her, have we?
Yeah,
No.
we have.
Have we?
Oh, Crystal, no.
Crystal, the evil psychiatrist.
Yeah.
I don't know whether she is evil. You know, I'm just assuming.
There's bodies involved. One assumes these things.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I got an idea.
Go on.
King used to be her boss, right?
Martha's. Yeah. Well, yeah. She sang for me, and yeah, we had good times.
Well, can't you call the organizer of this show and let them know that she can't make it?
Ooh.
And then the other half of the plan would be to try to find Martha and prevent her from going to the show.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. We could do that. Does it solve our problem though?
No. Prevents potential somebody dying, or like I said, we let her manifest so we can try to intervene on the creature or the manifestation.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing, isn't it? You know, do we just
have a large crowd for that?
Do we just delay the inevitable? That's the problem. I mean, it's a great idea. It is a really good idea, but I don't know whether we would have another opportunity to call her out. You know, I don't know. God, my head is killing me. How much did I drink?
Well, you were shaken up from what you saw when she manifested whatever, and whatever you drank too. So yeah.
Whatever you saw,
Right.
whatever you consumed.
Yeah. Um, I don't. I don't know. Could what if John could help? What if John could help us? What if he
Well,
could?
that's why we brought him.
Yeah, but what if he could tell who the person was going to be, and maybe we could get them the hell out of there?
Well, that's just it, but it's like last minute.
Yeah, it is.
But that's why we brought him, so that we could bring him to the deal and hopefully intervene with who it is, and we can potentially do something. But it's going to be a public shit show if we do it in front of a big venue.
Man. Any other ideas?
Did any of the prior victims show up on Dr. Crystal's list of patients?
No, they did not.
Okay.
Oddly enough, neither of the victims that you know about have showed up on any of her records as normal folks, patients, or anyone associated with her facility.
We could go to the local library and run a search to see to find out more about the previous victims and try to determine if there is any kind of relationship between the lot of them, or between them and Dr. Crystal, or between them and Martha.
As Cole totally started the conference line now that Cole's awake, he's like, let me conference in the other guys.
Wow. You're the king of technology, Cole. You can make a fortune with that stuff, man. Just imagine multiple people having a phone call all at the same time. Cool, man. Yeah, I guess we could, but if, let's say we find out that, I don't know, there is a connection between them, that one valets the other's car, or one, I don't know, teaches the kid at kindergarten. What's that going to do for us? Is that going to make any difference if we find a connection between them?
Really, because we don't have the technology to parse the group and figure out, the showgoers, what's their relations. So it's either we go bring John when shit starts to go down, we intervene somehow, or we stop the show and confront her directly and see if we can manifest the thing up more in a private setting and address it.
It's risky.
Conundrum.
It is a conundrum. Honestly, guys, I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do. I don't know
Go
whether
to the secret lab and try to get into Crystal.
Oh yeah, I love the idea of a secret lab. I mean, that's got spy movies written all over it. I love that shit. When you say, I mean, she's a psychiatrist, right? What does she need a secret lab for?
Well,
pharmaceuticals,
it's like
of course.
Oh, it was like a lockdown psych place, right?
Psychiatric ward, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Right. It's not like a spa, like Mindhead or something. What's that thing? I can't think what it's called in Zoolander. Weird.
That's a good reference.
Yeah.
So we try to go there and get her to intervene, help figure out what's going on or what she knows, and or either have her help, or if she's involved, take her out.
How did you determine that she sees people like us?
We were in her office going through all of her paperwork
And they investigated really well.
and took pictures of everything.
Sure, but how? What?
Well, according to the receptionist, she only sees special clients. And we were trying to figure out what kind of special clients. Were they rich? Were they powerful? Were they influential?
Yeah.
What constituted that? And I think it was Cole that was asking those questions. And took a glass of water, and I called upon my power to create to pull an icicle out of it.
Oh yeah.
And that's what freaked out the receptionist. And then there was a silent alarm call, and then suddenly she was pulling out paperwork to get for me to sign off on being admitted.
There's a little red light that started blinking on her desk after he showed off his abilities.
Right. Okay.
Almost like
So
someone was
basically, we went
observing
there
through
using-
the cameras.
Yeah. So basically, we went there using him as the decoy, being in emotional distress, and using my influence and stuff to throw some names around to try to see her directly for his care.
But for some strange
Sure.
reason, no one
So that
wanted
was
to commit him.
That was our method of trying to get in, is that he was in potential imminent harm of hurting himself and yada yada, and needed to be seen by her specifically now. And everybody kind of got all freaky. So, and then once we got in, we found that she had files on people, and including Martha and stuff, with details that were odd.
So does she, in her records then, does she list her I don't know how to say it, her talents, her abilities?
She did not list
I don't-
anything about herself, but she listed very poignant notes about the clients.
Right.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Pictures of all those documents.
Right. Okay. So is there anything in there that we could use that gives us more information about Martha?
Yeah, I don't remember if we had time to read details on
Well,
Martha or not at the time.
So far, they managed to get time because they know someone with a lab to develop the photos, but they haven't really read her dossier yet.
Well, I tell you what, let's get those photos developed. Let's get our heads together and see if there's something in the information that we could use that might help us. Because essentially, look, if she's a shrink, and she's got inside Martha's head, then maybe there's something in there that will give us a step up.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's the best thing we've got to do. If we've gone and gathered all this information, but we haven't had, we've listened to the song, but we haven't had time to write the sheet music.
Good metaphor.
Sure.
And yes, you do have her psych profile, basically. That would be hugely insightful.
So, look, what time is it now? Can you get these things developed overnight, and then we meet up in the morning, or
they're already developed? We just haven't perused them.
They are. Okay.
Yeah, we went to the university photo lab. And
awesome!
hired a college student to do the job.
Conveniently, there's a manila envelope full of the photos.
Yeah.
Well, look.
We'll gather up to go over the files.
Yeah, I think we should. And we should see if there's something there that we can use, and maybe then have a think about what kind of plan we need. I think we need I think we probably need a montage, guys. You know, drinking lots of cups of coffee, lots of papers spread out, you know, that kind of stuff. Maybe a chalkboard with lines, you know, maybe somebody pointing at them and getting really angry.
I'm more of the yarn and post-it note.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
Gotta have the conspiracy board.
That's it. We'll have to agree to differ on that. So yeah, I tell you what, then get those things. Let's get together. And yeah.
Okay, so we
Do we think that John has another agenda? By the way, you guys talk to him.
He's homeless. He's happy being fed and being clean right now. He was ecstatic by that.
Oh yeah, good. Okay. Well, well, I guess the late night music isn't going to keep him up, is it?
He's deaf and mute.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll feel some of the bump, but you know.
Yeah. That's why I'm the musician and you're not. We don't refer to it anymore as bumper-dumper.
And of course, you do kind of get an idea when he reminds you of the deaf and mute part, that maybe that's why she's not been able to affect John. Because he's deaf.
Right.
Sure. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, look, let's get together and we can chop it up.
Okay, so we have video montage of, everyone but King getting in their cars, loading up whatever they need to load up and heading that way, stopping for whatever provisions you need on the way. Then you get the screen swipes and you guys are at a nice quiet booth back in the club. Manila envelopes open, pictures spread everywhere.
Cool. Well, I think we need to basically interrogate this information. I think read everything we can read and try and make some sense of it.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds
like a plan to me.
So what do we find out about her?
Okay, so as you guys kind of you don't even really need a roll per se. I mean, it's all literally written out there for you to read. You know that she definitely has a few issues that's pointed out. That Martha has the fact that she has a complex, for wanting to heal and help people.
Oh.
You totally see that she wrote that the Nightingale complex and scribbled that out and just says complex to help and heal people. And the fact that she has suffered, tremendous trauma herself, and they list these things that happened to her as a kid, that's really traumatized her. And the fact that she just, you see that she is complicated, in the little cliff notes, and she's a very tormented person over past mistakes in her life.
Okay. Does it?
And I will give you that, basically she has a status called full of self-hate.
Okay.
And that peachy.
Yeah, that she has some and she is easily emotionally overwhelmed.
Okay.
And that's possibly where her musical talent comes from. And you see musical is underlined 3 times. It's kind of pops out there at you that, maybe that's not the word that's meant by that with the 3 underlines.
Okay. Right. Okay. Does it?
You do get the idea that Crystal is interested in what triggers her talent. And of course, it's
Right,
written
and
in such a way that a layperson, a sleeper, would totally just read that as her musical talent. But you guys know better than that.
Right.
And of course, all a couple pages down, photos you flip over, and you clearly see she uses drinking as a coping mechanism.
Okay.
Upon learning this, Rupert lifts up his head and asks, "Hey, King, has Martha been your client here? Has he been drinking a lot here?"
No, not recently. I haven't until recently. I haven't seen her in a few years. But she used to be big here in the club, but she kind of moved on, and you know, the other guy, God, what's his name? Is it Jimmy?
Your club owner friend?
Yeah, Sammy.
Yep, Sammy.
Sammy. Yeah, and Sammy kind of poached her and offered her a better deal than I could, which was fine. I wish her all the best. She's very talented. But so no, up until a few nights ago when we encountered her, I hadn't seen her in quite some time. Why? What's on your mind? What do you think, Rupert?
Well, if she was your customer, then it would be maybe a little easier to find her, or something about her. Anyway, let's continue searching.
Well, we know where she's going to be tomorrow. It's just what we do about it. We've got all this information about her, and some of it, to be fair, I probably could have guessed. She's always been complicated, but yeah. I mean, the doctor seems to muse over what would trigger her ability, her talent. But if I don't know,
does she write anything about the trigger?
For her, it's the idea of healing others is possibly the trigger, or it's she feels empathy after they feel pain themselves. Seems like the doctor's not sure, because maybe the doctor hasn't turned her on in a witnessable location yet.
Right. Okay. This could be a litmus test then, couldn't it?
As one of her last lines in the pages as you flip to the last photo is, "Further research necessary." And of course, research is underlined.
Right. Okay. Well, I wonder whether that's what this is about. Then her singing at this gig means the doctor's going to be there, doesn't it? She's going to try and witness what happens. And I totally get it.
And what's one life for research, right? I mean,
I assume that's how scientists work. You guys are, you guys are scientists. Tell me about it, guys.
Everyone at the table looks at Rupert all of a sudden.
Don't look at me. I'm material scientist, not people scientist.
Yeah, same here. So that's stuff I do.
Yeah, but the notes are all the same, just in a different order.
Ooh.
So,
generalizing this.
Says the artist brain to the intellectual brains.
Yeah. So,
I would like to go over the what we've been able to find out about the victims to see if there's any kind of unifying personality trait or traits between them.
in some kind of distress or something, if she's empathizing with their, distress, but she probably doesn't know it directly. I mean, we're not going to be able to sort through the people to figure out, unless somebody has some kind of great sense of feeling and emotions of people.
Yeah.
But then that's probably going to be half the place there that's going to be in some kind of distress or emotional hard times.
The Opera House would like to introduce you to a little game. Will everyone who's lost a close family member please raise your hand?
Yeah.
Anyone who's lost a child, please raise your hand. Anyone who's had your heart broken by more than one boyfriend or girlfriend, please raise your hand.
Yeah, that's only 3/4 of the building.
Anyone with your hand raised, please leave the building. Or please provide me your information so I may sign you up for life insurance.
Yeah, and notify your next of kin.
Yeah,
no.
this could be complicated, couldn't it?
Is myself as the beneficiary.
Oh, what if something went wrong and they didn't hear her?
You mean
Ooh.
like screwing the PA system?
Yeah, maybe.
Well,
There could be a technical problem, couldn't there, Rico?
yes. However, where is she performing?
It's at the city's opera house.
And
I mean, I'm sure King has performed there at least once.
Yeah, there was that charity gig. You remember?
But again, that only delays the
Yeah, true.
inevitable.
Well, look, I don't know. The other option is we go with some kind of paramedic with us or something, you know? It's the only other thing I can think of.
You think the paramedic's gonna be able to stop the manifestation?
No, but as soon as they start falling to the ground with a heart attack or whatever it is, then I don't know.
As the paramedic's giving CPR to somebody and looks up and sees another dozen people drop. Damn it, Jim, I'm a paramedic, not a cleric with mass
I'm not a
heal.
miracle worker.
Do you have any paramedic friend who would take us seriously?
No.
That's the problem. They will, if you call paramedics, they will ask who is sick already, and what are the symptoms and where. And if we tell them that there is going to be someone sick, then they will advise us to call police instead.
See, the intellectual scientist, he's like, I've called emergency services enough times. I know this.
Well, okay, let's just take a step back.
Okay.
Are we trying to save people or trying to stop this from happening?
Uh-oh. Tone just got really dark.
Why not both?
Well, one affects the other. I mean, we can keep going and trying to save people, but we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop Martha from doing what she's doing that way. Or we stop Martha.
It's just it. We need to confront Martha.
I don't know about you, but I will try to stop her if she does something bad.
Yeah. I mean, we need
That's
to
for
figure
sure.
out the manifestation and address it, but do we want to do it at this venue or, like I've been saying, preventing the venue or getting her separately to perform in a smaller venue to try to, or some way to draw out said entity? where we can
Talking
confront
about
it in
that.
a safer environment.
Talking about that, you're the only one that's seen the entity.
Well, King is.
True, King is.
That's
Yeah,
true.
kind of
King.
in the mirror.
What was it?
That
It
nobody's
was,
actually asked poor King this question.
it was like a kind of, what was it, like a ghostly white woman, was it?
I
I
was
seem
going
to
to say
remember.
banshee. Totally a ghostly white woman
Yeah,
who,
yeah, yeah,
like a banshee.
yeah, like a banshee.
Wispy
Yeah, yeah,
hairs and incorporealness.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, like a ghostly white woman who was real unhappy about something. Is what I'd say. What if? I mean, do we get the impression from Dr. Crystal's papers that she is actually trying to help people? Crystal, I mean.
It's the notes are cold and clinical, so you can't really translate that. Because you know how those psychologists have to disassociate themselves from their patients. So it's
Sure,
very
but
clinical and very, very cold and
in
concise
terms of,
words.
does it suggest that I recommend a treatment of X, Y, and Z? Do you know what I mean? Or
Since, since I did just
those kind of
jokingly
things?
say artistic mind versus, intellectual mind, give me an investigate as you're looking at it from a big-hearted musician.
Yes,
Because
no
you're
problem at all.
totally looking at it from a different point of view.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Because the guys are looking conspiracy, and all of a sudden you're like, well, does she care about what she does? Is she a nice person?
Yeah, that kind of thing.
You're looking at it from an artistic point of view.
Yeah. I don't think there's any tags I could use for that. Really. Not that I can see. No, let's just make the roll. Straight roll.
Straight rolls. I love them.
Oh,
So
all right, Nicky.
King, you were looking at this and you're putting things together in the words and you're looking way deeper than the guys have, or at least you feel like you are. You
Yeah.
definitely believe that Dr. Crystal is trying to help these people. And
Okay.
what's worse is when you start reading these notes and really reading these notes, you realize that, with Martha's need to want to help people heal, you totally get the idea that she is unaware of what she's doing in regards to killing people, because that's totally counterproductive to what she's going for.
To what she wants to achieve, yeah. Okay.
What I
You you
figured.
you totally are getting the idea, even though you were traumatized when you touched what
Yep.
that thing inside her is, because you know Martha personally. It just reminds you of the old Martha, how she just wants to make people feel better.
Yeah.
So that
Well,
you have the idea that both of them are probably very caring and empathetic people that just want to make people feel better about themselves.
sure. Look,
Yeah.
it's clear, guys, from all these notes that this doctor really wants to help these people. So, what if actually seeing Martha do the thing can give her a solution to help her? And the only way she can do that is by watching it happen.
So the doctor's letting Martha kill people to better understand what Martha's problem is, so she can cure.
Stop it, yeah. So, do we let it happen, but be there and try and save whoever drops?
I do have to say I appreciate how you cringed to yourself saying it.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
again,
good
that's what I've been
roleplay.
saying. Do we confront her there in a large venue, or do we try to move it to a smaller venue that we have better control and less potential
I think
exposure?
that we should try to get a picture ID on the doctor before we discuss doing that.
Ooh.
Because if you're right in saying that maybe she's manifesting Martha's powers in order to better understand how it works,
Uh-huh.
and we want to confront her at the opera house, you do need to know what she looks like.
Yeah, true. Yeah, we do need to know what she looks like, but maybe we don't confront her. Maybe we just deal with the fallout.
Well, I mean, even if we deal with the fallout, at least we'd be able to confirm whether or not the doctor is there at the time.
Yeah. Well, look, she's a renowned psychologist. Maybe she's got a book out. We could go to a bookstore, see if her cover's on the back slip. Her photo's on the back slip. Just a thought.
I'd like to say yes, but I don't think that we've been able to find a photo of her yet.
Not yet.
And I guess I'm looking at a different route of trying to confront the manifestation, not as much the doctor, but
I see. Yeah.
That's more my thought.
Yeah.
But hey,
Hey guys, I have a thought, an idea
Go on.
about this psychiatrist's office. What did any of you notice any kind of cameras, security cameras there?
Yes.
Oh no, it was it.
Yes, I did.
it's-
In fact, we came across a security room where the cameras were being received and recordings were made.
And thankfully, with your amazing stealth roll, you avoided almost all of them once you got inside.
So I guess the Dr. Crystal must be on some of those videotapes over there.
Didn't sound like it.
you want us to break back into the psych clinic to look and get into the security
I'm not
room.
sure. I'm not sure, but now I regret I didn't think about it when we were there.
I mean, that's my only concern.
I'm loving the idea. I'm just going to throw that out, but I'm the devil. You
Who thought
committed
you'd
a
have an
crime.
American accent?
You committed a perfect crime. Let's go back.
No one will ever suspect. What if we thought about this from a different point of view? I mean, you guys are science guys. Could you build something to capture the thing, the manifestation?
Ooh, that might be
What if it
really
started
difficult.
like it was like a vacuum cleaner? Rupert, Cole, you're pretty swish at these kind of things. I mean, Cole, those gadgets you come up with all the time. What?
Yeah, well,
What if you had something that you could,
As
suck it out?
Cole immediately thinks of a gag or a ghost dustbuster. Someone in the background of the club says, "Uh-oh, who you gonna call?"
Who are you going to call? Ghost Dustbusters.
Yeah. Well, I mean, interesting concept. Nothing we've ever thought of, and I mean, less than 24 hours to figure out that kind of text. Kind of a big demand. I mean, the last one we solved their riddle, and they just kind of faded away. But but yeah, I mean, I can put my head around trying to do something.
Yes, and it would be might be good if we could kind of film the event.
What?
To investigate the film material later if something happens.
Where are we going to get that kind of thing?
Where? What? Sorry.
I mean, where are we going to get that kind of equipment to film?
It might be on. It might be being filmed anyway. It's a city event, isn't it?
That's true. I mean, at least the Opera
Yeah,
House
but
will
it's
probably
a
be recording their own
broadcast
copy.
event.
You know, it's that
Yeah.
that classic. They'll replay it on PBS for the city for free.
Yeah.
For editing weird
Yeah.
shit out. But so, I mean, if you want me to work on something, I'll go back to the university, to the lab, and see what I can theoretically pull together.
I'm just spitting things out there, man. I'm not saying that it's a good idea. I'm not even saying that it's possible. I don't know. You're the science guys. I'm just the ideas man.
So it sounds like our science guys are going to head back to the college lab and start doing the montage. Does that sound about right?
Sure.
We're going to totally get Rico doing some research to get this chick's, Crystal's picture to see if he can identify her. What's King doing?
That's a real good question, actually.
Getting the mop and bucket and cleaning up the.
Yeah, cleaning up the horror. Yeah, I mean, this whole Martha thing. I don't know whether. Do I know where she lives?
You know where she basically where Sammy puts her up, but most likely
Right.
before a gig, Sammy would probably have her up in a hotel near the location, something close and within walking distance.
Okay.
So we'll take a break, mainly because the wife dropped my food off like 20 minutes ago and it's been staring at me across the room.
Oh man, what have you got?
Apparently IHOP, so it's probably pancakes and a big steak omelet.
Wow.
So
That sounds crazy.
we'll start to hear the montage music. Dun 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 dun. And the camera shows, Cole and Rupert sitting there with the soldering iron making stuff, in the lab. We've got I'm assuming, is King gonna go see if he can find Martha?
Yeah, I think I am. I think I'm going to go, to some hotel lobbies and speak to people and I don't know, pick up napkins and stuff.
Cole's gonna go hit the streets, and we got
Yeah, why not?
Rico investigating this Dr. Crystal for more information.
Fine.
And
Right.
during this montage, that will be a good time for us to take a quick 5 minutes.
Yeah, no problem. Get it down your throat.
Be right back, guys.
All right, be right back, guys.
Okay.
Right. Yes. Cancer charms. Interesting. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. Well, there you go then. Do do do. Do do do. Okay. Huh.
When your alarm clock reminds you to stop eating and get back to the game.
Oh, yeah? What about your unfinished food?
I'll get back to it in a bit. When I get to a clever place where I can mute myself.
Cunning. IHOP, that's International House of Pancakes, is that right?
Yep. It's one of our breakfast chain places that does more than just pancakes now, but they're pretty much used to be known for their pancakes, and now their least used thing is probably pancakes.
Oh, really? And what? They do a whole bunch of other stuff now.
Yeah, they do a lot of different omelets and low carb meals, which is why the wife is a fan, because she can get the Atkins friendly.
Well, at one point they were looking to change their name to the International Burger House or something.
Yeah, because they started doing burgers and fried chicken and dinner dishes,
Oh, really?
and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, keep it simple. You're over diversifying your menu.
Yeah.
Yeah, and surely, I mean, God, if me as an English guy, I know what IHOP is, although we don't have them here, as far as I'm aware. You know, you'd think, well, you're onto a brand success there, aren't you?
Yep, because
Right.
at least it's out there that everybody loves IHOP.
Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of the big steak omelet because it's basically a 3-egg omelet with steak, hash browns, onions, and tomatoes. And then you can get their okay salsa on top of it.
That sounds great. What, as in it's okay? Or
It's okay salsa. I live in Arizona. I know what great salsa tastes like. I know what good salsa tastes like. David will back me up here. You know, there's a difference between okay salsa, which is basically tomato stuff and onions, and then there's real salsa.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Tomato stuff.
Tomato stuff.
Yeah. There's not all salsas are the same. No.
Not all salsas are equal.
Hey, I spent 25 years in Arizona. I just never heard of tomato stuff.
There are.
There's such a thing as an artificial tomato.
I mean, there's even some salsas where they're actually basically it's powder reconstituted and then watered down.
Oh, yuck.
Ooh.
That sounds horrible.
I thought it's standard approach in USA, isn't it?
Gosh, man.
For a solid 60% of the line, yes.
Here in Riga, I was working once in a security company, and I had there was one kind of fast food enterprise being set up, and I went through their kitchen and I became curious because they had printed out sheets of recipes, what they put in there, and I looked through there was no natural product in them. Only
there was no
this
food
powder
or
and that mix, and even mashed potatoes were being done from kind of powder.
Really?
Where's the food in my food?
Right.
Yeah.
Yuck.
You know what I don't miss?
Hmm.
Growing stuff in Arizona only to find it fire roasted on the vine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've
There's
got
nothing wrong with that.
I grow regularly grapes and tomatoes, and yeah, middle of summer, if you don't get out there, it's either the birds will get it or the heat gets it.
Yeah, I don't know how it is in Tucson, but in Phoenix, with as much concrete and asphalt there is, we could cook vegetables on the vine.
Yeah.
It was
Wow.
like, you want to grill zucchini, you plant zucchini, you wait, and then when you harvest it, you just slice it and serve it.
Wow.
This is why
But-
everything in the garden should be covered by shade cloth.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you want to grow, you got to cut at least 60% of the sunlight out because there's way too much.
Especially this summer, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And the problem is in the
Yeah.
summer, it's
That's
0% humidity. So you can leave a glass of water outside in the shade and it's dry and empty by the end of the day.
Wow.
Because
I
the
have had
environment
fri-
just sucks the moisture out of everything.
I have had friends put cookie dough on baking sheets and leave them up on the dashboard in the morning. Coming out at noon, the cookies are done.
Mhm.
No way.
I've
God.
actually done a egg in a pan on the sidewalk. You know, it does get. I mean, Phoenix is usually like 5 to 8 degrees hotter than Tucson usually.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. You know, we've had record temperatures here. A few weeks ago, it was 40
Mhm.
degrees C, which is the hottest it's ever been here.
Yeah, you guys were
Um,
roasting.
Yeah, it was real tough. I mean, you know, I appreciate you guys are probably used to it, but wow, it really threw us. I've got an electric car, and it got so hot that it wouldn't charge.
Wow. 'Cause,
Yeah, it was mad.
Yeah, so we're basically talking, you know, because 40 degrees centigrade is 104 for us, which is like our average summer temp. But we're
Really?
used to that, and we have air conditioners, and we're used to being lizards that
Yeah.
scurry from shadow to shadow, avoiding the death beam in the sky. But you guys are used to opening windows and enjoying fresh air. And,
Yeah, that's right. And getting rained on, and yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's
we are
pretty.
so glad this is our monsoon season, which is like the 2 months out of the year we get all of our rainfall for the whole year, and we're loving the
Really?
rain. We actually had
Wow.
last week 2 days where it drizzled 2 days in a row. You know, that nice soft soak in rain that actually we need, and we're like,
Yeah, rain
this is
type
great.
17. Yeah.
Of course, in Tucson, when it rains, it literally downpours and floods half of the town. So,
Yeah,
That's
that's
weird.
in 10 or 15 minutes.
yep.
I remember the first year I was out here in Portland, Oregon. We had 40 days of consistent rain, day or
Wow.
night. It was unsettling.
Is that how you get green grass?
You lose your mind.
All of a sudden, it's like,
Wow.
where's the sunshine?
Yeah.
Of course, on the
Crazy.
plus side, you know, England and Oregon, you guys are at the same, you know, latitude. So,
Yeah, I think we must be. Yeah. It seems to be about right.
you know, just shy of the Arctic Circle.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we're somewhere near there. Right. Okay. So where were we?
So as the city of mist has a slow rain drizzling down, as King is hitting the streets to try to find
Oh yes.
Martha's location. So go ahead.
I'm not really. I haven't really thought through what I'm going to do if I find her, but you know,
So go
just
ahead
wing
and
it.
give me an investigate
Investigate.
as you're hitting
needs
the
a plan?
streets.
Okay.
What's this plan
Oh, I've got
stuff?
contacts in every neighbourhood. I've got that.
Ooh, that's a good one to tap.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. Blah, blah, blah. I've got a burn tag here. Oh no, that doesn't. Yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. Let's go investigate. Press the button.
Okay.
Oh, actually, do any of my?
As all of a sudden he doubts himself.
No, I was just looking at the weakness tags. I always forget about them. No, I don't think any of them apply. Okay, right. Investigate. Bloop bloop. Oh, I'm rolling shit today.
As King, basically, you must still be. You keep thinking of every time you go to like a drinking place and stop in and say, "Hey, have you seen Sammy? You seen Martha?" All of a sudden, you like look in the mirror and you see Martha, and then the spooky Martha haunts you. Like in the corner of your eye, you see the spectral banshee Martha watching you from the corner of your eye because you keep thinking about it again.
God, yeah. Okay. And that probably makes me doubt myself about, well, what am I going to do if I do find her? You know,
Yeah.
kind of, maybe I'll just have another drink, you know? Maybe I'll just stay that that little bit longer, and
That-
subconsciously avoiding where she might actually be.
yeah, that's it. That's
that
it. Man.
10 you were throwing to the bartender turns into a 50.
That's it.
Why do one drink when you can do 5? Okay, so basically you've just got the you're going to get the status of shook 1.
Okay,
Because
no
you're
problem.
totally, like you said, doubting yourself. You're afraid if you get the answer you're looking for. That kind of self-sabotage is the worst.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
I take it on the tags, although it says plus and minus, I assume that just takes it up and down.
Yep, exactly.
And just the wording is obvious about whether it's a positive tag or a negative tag.
Exactly. Yeah, you could put it as like you did with the backstage pass, that it's a bonus. That because Sammy likes you, he'll totally give you a backstage pass to the opera if you see him.
Yeah.
Whereas
okay, well that's what I spend my time doing.
Okay. So as that's going on, he's hitting the streets. He's having a hard time. That soft drizzle rain is like his soul and the angels are both weeping on the inside.
Oh man, that's awesome! Yeah, some sad trumpet jazz music playing in the background and trudging around. Yeah.
You kind of look up and you hear trumpet music echoing off the big tall buildings, and you see a little cherub angel sconce up there with water pouring out of its trumpet. Like a little gargoyle.
Title of your sex tape. Excellent, love it.
As you walk off into the rain and the darkness and the general crowd of the late night, Rico, give me your investigate for finding secrets out about the good doctor.
See here. Okay. I don't have any tags that I want to use. So let's see. Let's first reset that. Let's see here.
And I will let you use, because you have the 2 for files with photos from Dr. Crystal's office. Yeah. You could give yourself a nice little bonus if you want to cash that in now or hold on to it.
Okay. Do I have to call on stinging pain as well?
I'm not going to use that right now.
Oh, joy. Okay. So let's see here. Here we go. Investigate.
Damn.
Cool. Dude, great roll, man.
So first off, I can totally tell you find a picture of Crystal that's only like a few years old in one of the microfiches, because there's an all-night library. And her name is Dr. Crystal Knight, of course. She looks like a beautiful blonde, very Norwegian pale face. Late 30s, maybe late 40s. The picture you have is younger, but you would totally recognize her if you see her. She's got the long, just below the shoulder blade blonde hair. It's almost always either up in a bun or down, depending on the pictures that you find. You see a few different pictures of her in different looks. But she definitely does have... What's that?
Are they in color or black and white?
The pictures are in color. Yes, she made the front page of a few sections for different things, because she is well known for her therapeutic devices that she has helped create, as well as her revolutionary treatments.
Therapeutic devices.
Kind of high voltage, something like that.
And you do find something else.
Oh,
something else.
Something else. As I do a long pause.
And look at your notes quickly.
I was waiting to see what he would like to do with his great role there.
Mm.
Ah, yes, because you get an extra bonus, don't you? You get a
Mm-hmm.
thing. So do you get to ask certain questions, I think, Neil?
Let's see here. Um, I think question 1 is about her facility.
Okay.
Try to pull as much information as I can about that, like where it's located, maybe pictures of the facility, so we have some information regarding the layout.
For your second one, I will totally give you something great and awe-inspiring and amazing if you'd like to know.
Sure, I'll bite.
So you find a
Are you
picture
okay?
of the psychiatric facility. It's basically the super creepy asylum up on the hill type of thing at the edge of town. Totally Arkham
Great.
Asylum type of deal. You know,
Mhm.
and as you're looking into this, you totally are flipping pages back and forth. And you totally come across something that blows your mind. As
Ooh.
you were drinking from a glass of water, and all of a sudden you wave your hand under one of the old newspapers the librarians brought out for you, because you know how
Mhm.
those old libraries you can totally ask for stuff, and we know Rico is the kind of guy to put a glass of drinking water on a record newspaper. 'Cause that sounds like something Rico would do.
Oh no.
And when you
Okay.
do, and you slide your glass over, you realize that the person you have been referring to as Dr. Crystal Knight is not, in fact, a doctor at that facility.
Wait, what?
Say what?
Exactly.
So Dr. Knight is a doctor, but not a doctor licensed to practice at that facility.
So you realize with your research, Dr. Knight is a gentleman who passed away about a good 20 years ago. And when he died, his distraught and ill daughter, Crystal Knight, was sent to a psychiatric facility.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
This is Shutter Island all over again, isn't it?
As all of a sudden Rico's like, what? And through your investigation, and you're totally like, Cole's
I'm
gonna
gonna
love this shit
notate
for
all
his
this down
conspiracy
on
board.
paper. I'm gonna
You
notate all this down.
you basically are putting together some little scraps of note, some yellow post-its that there
Actually,
is.
here's a question. If Dr. Knight passed away 20 years ago and Crystal Knight, his daughter, they had this breakdown and such, and the facility is the old creepy house on the hill. Was this family property? I mean,
No, it's
was this
basically
the
like
night?
it's like one of those state-run hospitals that nobody actually knows who runs the place.
Okay, so at no point was this like the night estate converted into the creepy state-funded hospital.
No, this is the psychiatric asylum type of deal that's been there forever and a day. It's the City of Mist's psychiatric facility, which
Oh
kind of
man!
terrifies you now that you're thinking about it.
So you mean like Arizona State University?
Oh.
Wow.
Harsh, man.
Oh no, historically it originally started off as a mental institution and got converted into a university at some point.
Really?
Hmm.
It explains everything.
Yeah, never heard that, but I know my high school used to be started in the Yuma Territorial Prison. So
Wow, what a colourful history you guys have.
and our mascot's still the Yuma criminal. So
Really?
yep.
Hmm. Yeah, and then it's like the first year of statehood, the treasurer took all the state funds and lost it all in one night at a gambling table.
Because that's what one does, right?
Sketchy stuff. Yeah.
No,
Okay,
that's the least creepy way.
No.
so I'm gonna jot down all these notes. And
Oh, okay. Yep.
So her dead father, I posted in the Roll20 there, is Dr. Knight. And the daughter, Crystal Knight, records show she was treated at the asylum for decades. And you uncovered a picture of, in the letterhead, someone like took a picture and then they researched who everybody was type of deal. And she has a notate for her name calling her Dr. Monahan.
Huh?
But yet you know for sure at her psychiatric facility she's Dr. Crystal Knight. There was a diploma on the wall and everything.
okay.
I mean, nobody read the diploma or saw the years.
No.
Oh, okay.
Who reads those things anyway? Eh?
While I'm here, I might as well pick up a copy of a book that would be used in a Psychology 101 course.
Okay. Getting to know the inner you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And then I'm Kings.
Rico's mind has been blown.
Smoke coming out the ears.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Does he has gets a sort of a shattered condition or if he's able to handle it?
He rolled so well with the investigation, he's handling it okay. There's no repercussions or anything, but he's just like, whoa, rich people. Fucking rich people.
Wow.
You know, I wish I had decades to spend at a hospital instead of working any job I could find. Now, in fact, we know he's way more sensitive than
Wait
that.
a minute. If I didn't have to work any job I could find, I would not have met King and the others.
True.
Ooh.
Serendipity, baby.
Rico's an introspective guy. He sees things on layers.
Love it. He's a good guy.
Social groups are like a beanstalk. They have layers.
Oh.
Okay. So we cut to lots of stimulation. You guys are getting together in the morning at the local breakfast place.
What do I need to make a roll for my science work or?
Oh no, I'm gonna make one of you guys roll at giving it all you got when you use the device.
Oh, at that time.
Drama,
Okay.
man, drama.
So have you guys been has Rupert and Cole been collaborating on a device overnight, basically?
Sure.
I suppose so.
They've been building it all night. And what does this device look like, by the way? What is like the housing you used for this device?
That's what I was going to ask. Does it look like something insane?
I guess we used a chassis of old a lamp vacuum tube amplifier.
Is that duct tape?
Like real ducks.
And it still has some label named Marshall on the back.
Although, I mean, that it wouldn't stand out, would it, in a music venue? That's very clever.
We decided to keep it so it could be camouflaged and taken for amplifier,
Right.
just for security purposes.
That way it totally blends in, right?
Yeah,
Of course.
that
Now
was
the question
idea.
is this device humming, vibrating, or smoking?
Well, nothing at the moment. It's not turned on.
Is someone going to be
Uh,
running with an extension cord to plug it in somewhere?
Did we risk plugging it in?
Um,
I'm not sure.
not sure. It's all theory at this point.
Maybe we were waiting until others come to test it.
Right.
I can see it now.
Right.
Of course we didn't test it. We didn't have any spectral ghost creatures.
Right. Everything's theoretical on it, but my science is all good.
Just out of curiosity.
Excellent.
And the
out of
beauty is
curiosity.
Rupert had just the pharmaceuticals needed to keep the boys ship shape in the morning.
Just out of curiosity here, since this device of yours is supposed to affect the manifestation of whatever's in Martha, how is that going to affect Martha?
Don't know.
It still needs some experimenting to see the effect. And we did a test subject.
Yeah. We haven't really
Plaza.
had any. We haven't really had any missions of driving a manifestation out of somebody. We've only dealt with direct manifestations, so don't know.
Okay.
As ominously in the kitchen, you hear the cook say, "Can't make eggs without breaking. Can't make scrambled eggs without breaking some shells."
Right.
Right.
Okay. So at this point, do we really want to try using this at the opera house, or do we want to try using this on Martha before the show?
Well, I think you have to have the manifestation present before you can start trying to draw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but King has been able to induce the manifestation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I've been asking for a while was, do we
Oh,
really
look.
want to do it at a venue? But
I haven't been able to find her. I've been out most of the night trying to find her. Sammy normally puts her up in a hotel, but I've been to all the joints I can think of, and I can't find her. She's in the wind, guys. I think we're going to have to. I think we're going to have to see if this plays out at the opera house. I don't know where she is.
Or we find Sammy.
Yeah, we could find Sammy. How did you get on?
So I did some research.
Uh-huh.
Pull out a pair of photos that I found. This is what Dr. Knight looks like. Or
Sweet.
this is what Crystal Knight looks like.
What?
Yeah, apparently her father was Dr. Knight. And he died some time ago, like 20 plus years.
Uh-huh. So what? She followed in his footsteps?
I don't know if she followed in his footsteps, but according to the records that I found, Crystal Knight was a patient at the facility that she has been taking Martha and the others to for some time. Also, she goes by Monahan, Dr.
so she's a
Monahan.
loony.
She may be a loony, or she may be a legitimate psychologist. Actually, Jim,
Self-studied.
what was the name of the doctor that we did meet at the public-facing facility?
Oh, at her private practice?
Yeah.
The one that they were wanting you to see was Dr. Lin.
Dr. Lin, okay.
You know, that's the standby that can see you. So what is the plan?
So what? So well, that's quite a revelation, isn't it? So what does that?
Dun dun dun.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Does it? Oh, God. Oh God, this isn't some kind of weird kind of domino thing, is it? Do you think Dr. Knight is also, to use her phrasing, talented?
Possibly.
I don't know.
It sounds logical.
However, looking back at the list of victims, did they have any kind of connection to the late Dr. Knight?
They do not look like they do.
Okay.
No. I mean, like I say, they all had their own trauma or whatever, and I suspect that if we take her notes as the doctor's notes as kind of gospel in a way, I guess she's trying to help people. She thinks she's trying to help people, but actually what she's doing is maybe just her power, her talent is focusing on their hurt and kind of sucking their life force out at the same time. Maybe she thinks she's helping, but actually she's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's monster therapy.
Yeah, she's, as I say, I've tried confronting her about it and it didn't go too well. So I wonder whether, oh, crap. I don't know what else to suggest other than this thing, and I'll point to your cobbled together device. Is that duct tape?
Yeah, a little bit of everything there. It all works.
Okay.
As the tape
Yeah.
needs to be rubbed back flat because it's curling up already.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cole, Rupert, you two know how to use this machine, right?
Yeah. We're all good.
Is
That's the cough of confidence, that is.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I have full confidence in it.
Okay. Does this require the use by one or two people?
It's probably a one-person thing.
One person can operate, and there should be an observer nearby.
Okay.
And Rupert casts a glance to the, how do you call this, first aid kit nearby.
So if you two can keep an eye. Excuse me, I have deep coffee. If you two can keep an eye on Martha and use the device when needed,
Yes.
King and I can scour the audience to see if Dr. Crystal is present.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no problem. What do you think we should do with the doctor? Do you think we should speak to her, wait until the thing happens, or what
Well,
should we actually do?
if she's like us
Yeah.
and capable of manifesting powers, then maybe we should observe her and see if and when she manifests these abilities. Try to figure out what we're dealing with.
Okay. Are we going to take John with us? I think we probably should.
Yeah.
If we
So,
take John, I think that he should remain with King and Rupert because he's the only one that can pick up and identify who the target is.
Who's going to die? Yeah. Well, and I'm going to scratch my head nervously. Let's hope it's not more than one person, eh?
Agreed.
One can hope.
Oh, we shouldn't forget to take some notebook with us to exchange in writing with John, right?
Good idea.
Ah, good
Yeah,
thinking.
sure. Yeah. No problem.
As King's like,
Okay.
I'm totally signing you guys up for sign language classes.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can get these passes, and should we get there ahead of time and kind of scope the place out and see what the layout is and just have a plan?
How do we get in?
Well, we got passes, didn't we? Status backstage pass.
You could totally use those to help convince your way in the back door.
Yeah, why not?
You could
Yeah.
totally do that.
You know, Sammy gave us a bit of access there, which is great. So we could do that ahead of time. When's the gig? 7?
Later this evening, yep.
Yeah. Okay. I can't help sensing, but is there something else on your mind, Rico? No?
It's hard to put to words.
What? Try me.
I'm trying to piece everything together, and I can't help but to feel that there are pieces missing.
Yeah, that we don't know.
I mean, Martha's shown up at each one of these locations, but we haven't figured out the how or why.
Well, each location, there is somebody who has had some kind of trauma that
But
would somehow feed her, perhaps.
the thing is that this isn't a situation where Martha can just walk in every situation.
She's been somewhere performing when this has occurred. It's not like she's going there and going, "Hey, I'm going to go do this." It's happened while she's been performing somewhere.
Yeah,
I'll definitely
but
get the
she
idea. It's a
doesn't.
side effect of what she's doing.
But
Yeah.
she isn't busking, which means that in order to perform at each locale, someone has to book her.
Sammy.
Of course, King knows Sammy's one of those guys. He's always looking for the big score.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
he's
I mean,
not
that's-
malicious. He's just that guy who
No.
always ends
just
up screwing up, but he's just trying to win.
Yeah, it's the music industry. You're always trying to get your mark into a good gig.
Yeah. I really.
But how does Sammy find these clients? I mean, or is he even finding the clients, or is it something that pulls the clients to him?
What those kind of people do.
Is she suggested by the client that she's the performer that they want at their festivity, but they have to go to Sammy, so they seek out Sammy, which means that someone's recommending her to these people.
Yeah.
He's her agent. So he's either.
Yeah.
That's what agents do.
It's real good thinking. Yeah. Very likely.
So you suggest Rico is connected to this event, organizing it.
See what happens
maybe it's her.
when he blows open one conspiracy. Now he's seeing conspiracies everywhere. I love it.
Right, but I mean that's what agents do. Agents find gigs for their clients. I mean that doesn't seem to me all that unusual.
Maybe I'm overthinking this, but
I mean that's what somebody's agent's job is, to find gigs for them.
Okay. So I
But
think that you guys are right. Let's get in there. Let's take a look at the layout of the theater house and figure out the best way to set up.
okay.
And then from there we watch not only for Martha to see what possibly triggers her, but we also take a look to see if her doctor is in the audience.
All right.
Yeah. Maybe
Actually,
that missing piece. It might be with her. She might be with someone doing something.
as I recall, we got the guest list to one of the events.
Yeah, the Bancroft thing, I think.
Mm-hmm. That happened in the penthouse.
Yeah.
Right. So we know that Martha was there, but was Dr. Knight or Dr. Monahan on the guest list?
Good call.
So you guys whip out the paperwork to look at the list, and you do realize no, she was not on the list.
Okay.
Good thing you kept the list.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, I think we just got to suck it and see what happens.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't see another option.
Yeah. Sometimes you can make all the prep in the world, but you just got to play the gig.
Yeah. Got to get there and see what happens.
Okay, so we get the screen swipe as y'all go clean yourselves up so you look all classy for the opera.
And I'm going to get John dressed up.
So you guys looking presentable, or are you still wearing your street clothes?
Presentable.
Getting dressed up in some, nice casual, fancy suit.
At least, Rupert is going to look official, at least.
And are you guys heading there earlier than 7 o'clock? What is the plan?
Definitely earlier. At least some of us.
Yeah, I think so. And I want to dress John up. Maybe I might wear a tux, I think.
Okay, so you guys walking in the front door and buying tickets, or are you using some convince and talking your way in the back door?
I don't know. Are we splitting up? Maybe I don't know whether some of us go in the back because I've got this backstage pass thing.
And remember,
maybe
the device is probably not going to make it through the front door.
The what? Sorry.
The device that they made, Cole and Rupert.
Yeah.
Most likely, they're not going to be able to walk through the front. Walk in the guest entrance with that.
Of course not.
Well, I can always take that in the back if I've got a kind of a backstage pass kind of bonus thing. I'll take that in and blag that it's part of the PA setup and whatever else.
Okay, so is anyone going with Cole?
I think it should be Rupert. You want to be as close as you can to use this thing on her, right?
Yeah, you guys have just got to tell me when.
I guess I will hardly succeed smuggling myself in. I'm not trained for that kind of enterprise.
Yeah, I'm just gonna buy my way in. I got money.
Yeah, I was going to say because you could probably just buy your way in, couldn't you?
So we've got Rupert and Cole going in the back way.
Yeah, why not? With John, maybe, or is John going in with you, Cole? Because he's
whoever's coming in my way, I'm buying the tickets. So,
are you going to take Rico with you for front door?
Sure.
Okay, and it sounds like John's going in the back door.
Yeah, why not? John can come with me.
He will gladly help and carry the device.
Excellent. I love it when he does that.
Okay, yes, you now see the picture of the Grand Old Opry House.
Oh, I love it.
angel motif. Gotta love that. Okay, so
Right.
you guys come up to the back entrance. You see where there's folks, roadies and moving stuff in and out. And
Uh-huh.
it seems it's gonna be pretty easy for you. I'm totally giving you a +1 there, since there's people coming in and going. It's kind of the nature of the backstage that people are coming
Yeah.
in and going. So I'm gonna give you a +1 right off the bat, as you're gonna
So
try to
what
talk your
is
way in.
this? Is this a sneak around? Is this...
This is totally going to be a convince. If you want to just talk your way in, totally cool with it. If you want to try sneaking in unseen, however,
Oh, no. No, I think, yeah, I'll gladly do the talking. Does the backstage pass bonus give us any extra, or is that just allowing us to do it?
that's going to give you a +2 if you want to use that. I was pretty sure you were
Yeah,
going to cash that in.
Yeah, I don't see why. So how do I actually use that from a mechanical point of view on
So
here,
at
on the
top
screen?
of the character sheet where I've already put your +1, you want to click that up to a +3.
Oh, I see. Right. Oh, okay. So there's nothing you click on. Right. Okay. And hang on, let's just see if we've got any.
And I'm totally going to give you a -1 for your shaken.
Yeah. I totally get that.
So on the power card on the top, did you click your +2? Because on my side, it still just shows +1. You may have to click outside the box.
Oh.
There you go. Now I see it.
Okay. Right. Well done. Right. I'm just looking through my tags.
See, King immediately busts out into some music.
Yeah, why not? No, I think that's it. Unless I don't know whether these guys can help in any way. Whoever's with me, it's Rupert and John. I appreciate John can't say anything, or
you could. Let's see. I don't see that you have actually a hurt with Rupert.
Yeah.
You know what? For shits and giggles, I'm gonna cash in on that hurt right now.
Okay.
Because you're totally telling him the plan, and he's like, "Sure."
Oh yeah. If there's anybody that can mess it up, it's him.
Oh,
brilliant!
Wow.
Love it. Yeah. Sorry, man. So this is a convince roll, yeah?
A convince roll, yep.
Okay. Yeah, let me just move that. Well, I'm going to go for it.
All right, that's not bad.
Okay, choose a relevant status with your target. Choose the sets. Okay, that's interesting. So what does that mean?
So do you want to take a status? So there's going to be like a -1 status on you, or give in a little but protect your own agenda. So you guys get in, but something happens. I mean, you'll make it in. That's the thing, is you'll make it in.
Yeah,
it's just
sure.
There's some consequence.
Okay. Or maybe I could take a status. I don't know. Maybe I accidentally commit myself to something. Do you know what I mean? Saying, "Oh, you're from so and so." Maybe, "Oh, you've got to play something." Or do you know what I mean? Maybe I've committed myself.
I will gladly take that one. Okay, so you get in, but you got to give in a little, which basically means people immediately start recognizing you and they start calling you out by name. And they're like, "Are you here to do a warm-up show beforehand?" And they're basically saying, come in, but we need to make sure that you perform at least one act.
Okay. So I take it I should take a status of some kind. Should I? Committed? Maybe something like that?
I'll go ahead and take status 1, everybody knows your name.
Okay.
Because yes, even
even
the announcer is going to totally call you out by name.
Yeah, fine. Okay, that sounds like a great kind of flaw to have. Yeah.
It seems like the negative status King would want. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's cheers. Everybody knows your name. Great.
Everybody knows him. Yeah.
Everybody knows your name. Okay, so at the
Especially the
front
dog.
door, Cole's buying tickets with Rico, and they're just like, okay, but early seating is in 30 minutes.
We'll drop a 50.
Oh.
Find your way in and out of it, man.
Okay, in that case, go ahead and I will give you a +1 to convince for $50. $50 gives you +1.
Tagging my own kind of eccentric, charming, and abundance of money.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. As this guy's kind of giving you the look of like, usually people like just show up on time, but if you want it early, I guess.
Yeah,
Go ahead and hit
I mean,
convince and see what happens.
yeah. Do I want?
Let's hope his
I guess I
manager
want.
doesn't walk up at the wrong moment or you're not standing in front of a
Well,
carriage.
that's why I'm debating on also using contact in every neighborhood. So I think I will.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Ooh,
So
how can this
convince,
fail? It's too big to fail.
right? Convince, right?
Yep, convince.
Oh, okay. That's
Wow, huh?
That was close. Without that
so. Is that
+5.
same I got?
I'll be right back.
So gladly they will totally let you in. Not a problem, as he just smiles at you and goes, buddy Jesus fingers, as he takes the $50 and puts it in his pocket. Wow, power 5.
What does that mean?
That's just how much of a bonuses he added on to it. So
Oh, I see. Yes.
he
Yeah.
will gladly let you in, but you do still have a choice. Will you take a status or give in a little? But you protect your agenda by continuing to do what you want to do.
Yeah, I'll give in a little. What the hell?
Okay, so as you get in for $50, the lady right behind you goes, See, Howard, you have to tip them to get in early. See, I told you if you tip them, they'll let you in early, Howard. And of course, the kid at the ticket booth kind of like shrinks down when he's realizing, oh, the jig is up. And you guys go walking in scot free, and you see the guy kind of like fumbles a couple of 20 on the counter, and then another 20 on the counter. He says, "So what is an appropriate number of tips?" That the guy kind of just puts his finger down and gets 60 out of them and lets them follow in right behind you. So there's a small group slowly filing in behind you guys.
Yeah, that'll keep them busy and keep us distracted from us then.
As
That'll
of course you guys come in, there's the doormen that see people coming, so they unlock the little rope that blocks people from coming in the doors, and they point the 2 signs to go up to the balconies. There's balcony floor 1, balcony floor 2, left or right, and then there's main viewing hall. And of course they look at your ticket and they're like, main viewing hall. And basically you've got tickets for the nosebleed section back here because all the good tickets have already sold out. And conveniently at the same time, Cole's got the stage manager giving King the walkthrough, going here's this, here's that. He kind of lifts up the corner of the curtain and sneaks by this beautiful heavy duty curtain, points out that we've got VIP guests up on the second balcony, VIP guests over here, and then of course VIP guests in the first 2 rows here. The Martha, the star of our attraction, will be here in possibly about a half hour to an hour. Her manager says she's warming up off-site because she's had some distressing news. I hope everything's okay with her. But she's like the rest of us. She's a professional performer, and the show will go on. And if not,
do you know what the distressing news is?
No. I just heard she has some distressing news in her family that had her upset.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that.
We're under strict instructions when she comes in to make sure none of the staff bothers her in her room. And he clearly points out the room, and there's a star in it. It says Martha.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Fine. Well, the device, because I've taken it in with me, I'll put it with the other kind of PA equipment. I imagine that's how it works. I don't know.
Okay, you see the roadie pile of stuff, as it unloading from the alleyway.
The other guys haven't really given me a lot of instruction other than put it on the stage somewhere or whatever. Okay, so I'll communicate with John when people come in. I think you need to start looking at them. Can you determine whether they're the people that are going to die? How does it work?
And he starts giving you some furiously quick hand gestures that thank God you're able to keep up with. And he basically is implying that it's not that he only knows when they're eminently in danger to die. If I act quickly, I can save them.
How? How can you save them?
And he literally just shrugs at that, like, he's not sure. And then he kind of tells you about how the one time he managed to save someone, and he says, he's got this really sad expression. He managed to be there to save the boy on the bicycle before the car hit him.
Okay.
And you're
I see.
You're totally getting the idea from his gestures and his body language that he's tried to save a lot of people, and he's only done it once.
Okay, but that sounds like he saved them from a mundane physical event rather than some kind of supernatural horror, that we're potentially facing. Okay, I get that. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I've got some ideas about that.
And then he starts asking you a slew of questions back.
Yeah.
He wants to know how should he blend in, and even though he kind of looks in his new clothes that Cole got him, he seems a little uncomfortable in such a ritzy place. Especially since, don't forget, he's got like face tattoos.
Sure, yeah.
Well, we dressed him up good.
But again, face tattoos.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. In fact,
with little foundation and
now Rico's thinking, we put makeup on him, right? Oh crap, we forgot.
Oh shit. Are there things like I don't know what you would call them, like waiters or concierge type people, with trays of drinks, stuff like that?
There'd be seaters that would come out to see people.
Right. Okay. But there's nobody kind of, I don't know, going around with flutes of champagne or anything like that?
Not yet, at least.
Okay.
That's
early.
It's still a little early for guests to be showing up.
Okay, fine. Well, I wonder whether I'll say to him, keep an eye out for those people. When they come out, that might be a good thing to, maybe take a tray of drinks and go around the rows, and you might be able to get a sense for who might be in danger, and give out drinks. And just, you don't have to...
He signs back, steal drinks, ?
I don't steal them. No, kind of take a tray, go into the rows. Do what they do.
You're definitely getting the idea that he's definitely not had a proper education, and he's a little on the spectrum, so to speak. He's not all there.
Okay, great.
Your friends didn't tell you this part.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, do what people do. What do people do? What what are the other guys doing? I mean, I take it I can see them. If I just, I don't know, make small talk with the other musicians, if there are musicians there, kind of
The
maybe
orchestra
chat
group's
around.
kind of like getting ready. They're getting in position, clearing their spots. Doing their thing.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, if I've sadly I've committed myself to do something, then I want to talk to them about what kind of numbers or accompaniment they might want, or when, timing. Just literally small talk to occupy the time, and I can just be in a position where I might be public, but I can see what Rico and Cole and Rupert are doing and where they're going.
Okay, so you're basically in the little pit in front of the stage where the orchestra goes. As Rupert, what are you doing
Um,
besides eyeballing your
first
device
of all,
over in the wall?
first of all, I have no idea where Rupert may be after getting in.
So you guys pretty
We
much are backstage. King went out
yeah.
through the curtain to go talk to the orchestra. There's totally the
So
nonchalant spot where the roadies stand, the people who set up the equipment, where they just kind of like mill about, hoping they could smoke a cigarette in a few minutes, or they go out in the alley and actually smoke a cigarette. The pride tradition of the
I
musician roadie.
I guess I would find some moment, uh, you know, pretend to being setting up the thing, kind of not in the very middle, because somebody might see myself meddling with his equipment. So and find moment when nobody's looking, and then taking my box and kind of going somewhere up in the backstage constructions, or somewhere where I'm alone with that device,
Okay, so
with no
you find a
interference
good
from
quiet out of
boxes.
the way spot to have your device, so some
Yeah,
roadie doesn't
yeah,
accidentally pick it up and go plug it in somewhere.
yeah.
Okay,
And
and
then
just about then.
I look if I have a good kind of a field of vision what's going on around in the on the stage and in the visitors. How do you call it in this amphitheater?
Okay, so you kind of peek around the curtain, and you clearly see that the guys have shown up, and they're kind of coming down looking for a seat type of deal. As Cole realizes his seats are like the very last row.
I paid all that money for that.
Horrible
Well,
seats, but the only seats left.
what happens when we plan at the last minute?
True.
So you guys give each other like the signal.
Totally.
Yeah.
Either the hand gesture or the nod.
Like,
So, so Rupert, how what do you need to do with this device? Do you just need it plugged in and then you pull a cord or press a button? What happens?
Oh, plugging in definitely, and set up a couple of makeshift antennas disguised as something else, and some dials and knobs and switches and some indicators, you know, like that.
Okay.
yeah,
Well, you
or not necessarily.
you you better set that up, man. I've got to speak to this timpanist.
Okay,
Okay, so
do what you
Rupert,
need.
do me a favor as you're setting up your device. Give me a sneak around as you're setting it up so subtly.
Sneak around.
And are
which
there any tags you'd like to tag?
I am very suspicious about having any tags for that.
What, the device? You've got a lot of skills and things, haven't you?
It is a device, so there's material science.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, I have a mimicry tag. I don't know if it applies.
What does that mean? What's a mimicry tag?
Must confess, I forgot where did I even get these tags from. Had no time or energy
There
to.
is let's see. Oh, that's your matter is illusionary. Your borrow other powers, or dispel, dissolve items, or change item properties.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh
I
yeah, and
remember
you
now.
have
But
mimicry under your
if I smash the car
tools
window.
matter. So that one totally would be applicable.
Okay, so I have one tag for that. Could you roll for me?
Sure, I've got your material science, since you're using science, and your mimicry. Is there anything else you'd like to use? You do have a help with King you could cash in. Even though you have a hurt with him, you have a
What
help
was the
with
last?
Help.
What was the last you said?
You have on your character card, you have a +1 to help with King.
Oh.
You could totally cash that in if you wanted.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so we'll add that. So that's going to give you +3. Okay, you ready for me to roll for you?
Of course.
Okay, here goes your sneaking around. Jesus Christ!
Wow, dude.
So
You're off
literally, Rupert just blends in with all the roadies setting things up as he's just like walks by all nonchalantly and puts down the antenna and walks by nonchalantly, throws the line out, and he's totally blending in with all these roadies setting things up. You don't even notice him out there. He is totally pulling off I am a stage ninja. He probably even went backstage and put on one of the black ninja outfits that stagehands use when the lights are off so they don't get seen.
Oh.
It's all about acting like you know, like you belong there. That's all.
That's it.
And it's totally because he just watched somebody else do it, and he's literally just mirrored what the other person does.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And he's
That's
putting
what
the
I do.
equipment out just out of way, so it's not in anybody's way, so nobody says, "What is this strange equipment?" And yes, you totally discover, by the way, there's a couple trapdoors on the stage itself to go to the substage. Because stage.
What?
So I will totally give you a +1 if you need to escape the stage in any situation because you know the lay of the land.
Who?
Good.
That's yeah.
For
Cool.
Rupert.
Tough, buddy.
Okay. So your new friend John goes and does his thing. He kind of walks around. He's kind of nervously looking at people. Sounds like a dog barking in the background somewhere.
Which is weird considering he's mute, but yeah, totally.
As he totally hears the devil's hound bark baying in the distance. And he comes up and he kind of waves kind of awkwardly to you guys in the back row.
I hope he offers you champagne.
Yeah. Well, now I'll be making my way up towards the front, and as people start showing up there, kind of start chit chatting with them and stuff like that.
Okay. So a few more people have taken Cole's cue, and they're kind of trickling in and taking their seats really early, but it's better this than standing out in line, just saying.
All right.
As things are starting to fill up, more people are coming. What are you guys doing? It's getting closer to the time when Martha should be arriving.
Is there a spot or location where, well, actually, first question would be, is there only one entrance from the front?
From where you're at, there's technically entrance off to the balcony here. There's an entrance off there. So that way anyone in the balconies can leave on their direction. And then from you guys, there is an emergency fire exit just behind this panel.
I'm more interested in the entrances. But I mean, to get into the building and then make your way to the different seating areas.
So there's two of them that are basically like right against this wall.
Okay.
And big
I think
blaring
that,
sign that says closed during performance.
okay. The tickets that we got, do they allow us to sit anywhere, or is it assigned
Nope.
seating?
It's in the nosebleed section in the back row.
Okay.
Which is pretty good that he got tickets at all since the performance has been sold out all week.
Yeah.
But Cole.
I think
Honey.
I'm going to wander a little bit, but try to find a vantage point from where I can see everybody as they come into the theater.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
try to see if I can spot Crystal.
Okay, so you're getting yourself in a good vantage spot for that.
Yeah.
Okay, so little more people, little time passes. The obnoxiously silent clock that must totally be up here in the little figurehead piece ticks on, showing that time is coming. So as you're watching for people, you're seeing the balconies start to fill up now that the regular folks are showing up that have regular seats. Do me a favor as I slowly pull up your tags. What can I throw in your way? I mean, what can I do to help you? Okay, so go ahead and I'm going to give you a -1 for the stinging pain.
Why are you in pain? Is that something that happened last time?
Actually, a couple of sessions ago, I tripped as I fell down into the sewer chasing John.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah,
And he just hasn't
Okay.
spent the time to fix it yet.
Fix it. Yeah, fine.
So what am I trying to do here?
So go ahead and give me an investigate, because you're basically looking to eyeball her when she comes in.
Let's see here.
So what tasks do you have?
Oh, sorry.
As
like
literally
to tag
that's what
Harvey.
John does as he drinks one of the champagnes when he steals a tray.
Don't. Oh God, I gestured to him. Don't drink it. I said no, and I'll kind of, pull my hand across my neck. Don't drink it. What are you doing?
Okay, so I'm tagging hardworking man.
Okay.
And
he looks hard for his money. Dun, dun, dun.
Let's see. Yeah, I think that's all I can do.
Okay, let's find out if she's there. See how I throw that out there.
No.
As you're looking and looking, and of course one of the seaters comes by and totally does the whole, do you need help finding your seat? Do you have a ticket?
Yeah, I'll show him my ticket.
And he will gladly walk you to your seat.
Okay.
In the most politest of terms.
Now remind me, if I burn a crew theme, that applies to everyone, right?
Yeah.
That's fine, man. If you need to do it, do it.
Okay. So I'm going to burn divine intervention and try again.
Ooh.
As I'm getting walked to my seat, I figure I pass a lot of people.
Okay.
Try divine intervention and I will burn divine intervention instead of tagging it.
So you don't have to worry about it. So it's automatic success. Right. Okay, so go ahead and burn divine intervention as you look around.
We burn that with our tag as well, yeah?
Yep.
Yep.
So
okay.
So as he walks you to your seat and he double checks your ticket just to make sure and literally like hovers until you sit down. And the second you sit down, you kind of look around like, bother, I know the guy's just doing his job. He's a hardworking man, but bother. You look up at the exact right moment as a large gentleman in a tuxedo walks to the side. And as soon as he does, you look up over here. And up in the second set of balconies, because there's 3 sets, you see Crystal Knight. She's got a beautiful white outfit. It looks kind of corsety in the dress. And she's got big, long gold earrings that are chains that end in some clear diamonds. And she's talking to some older gentleman that she's kind of got draped over.
She sounds like a page.
I guess I'm going to see. That's King beside me, right?
That's Cole.
On the map. That's cool. Okay. Yeah,
That's cool. Yeah, I'm milling around with the musicians and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So whose icon is next to mine on the map?
That's Cole.
Cole.
Right.
Oh. Okay.
He's the rich one who invents all the crazy shit.
Yes, I know. So I'm going to try to signal King and point out where I see Crystal.
Okay.
How did King end up in the seat so close to the stage?
He's on the stage.
He's at the little orchestra pit. Because, normally at the opera, they've got this little pit where all the instrument players are.
Where you put his portrait, it looks like that he's in the seats, not on
yeah,
stage.
sorry, I'm in the orchestra pit type of thing. Just hanging out with musicians and doing,
Okay. So I will try first try subtle hand gestures to point out to him what's going on.
Okay. So King, are you kind of paying attention to the boys, or are you just kind of like, brushing them off?
Yeah, well, no, I think I've been trying to keep an eye on John to see what he's doing, because I've kind of instructed him to let me know when he might sense something. So I think, if I'm following him around with my eyes, I don't know. I think I'd be paying attention to, I guess, the audience area, because that's where he'd be. So, yeah, I think I'd be looking for the other guys actively.
Totally catch Rico and Cole sitting there, and Rico's totally giving you the hand gestures to get your attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll kind of acknowledge him, and
I'll let Cole know as well.
Yeah.
And you kind of point up to her?
Yeah.
Okay, and when he points up, do you look?
Not immediately.
Yeah, well, I think what I might do, although I appreciate I've got a shaken status because something's obviously going to go off, but I think if I've been making friends and, speaking to musicians and everybody knows my name, I might try and almost use that to my advantage in terms of I might make my way out into the audience and shake a few people's hands and kind of make my way towards them. I think that would be my, I'd almost front it out rather than hide behind it, I'd kind of make my way along the row and just kind of shake a few people's hands and then shake their hand and say, "What is it?"
Dr. Crystal, she's up on the balcony seating to the left.
Okay. Who's the dude with her? Any idea?
Looking at him, could he have been in any of the photos before?
Not that you see. He looks like he's more money than education.
Okay.
No idea.
Okay.
He wasn't in any of the previous files.
Sure. Have we got So, how, and I'll say this as quickly as I can, how are we going to play this? And you guys appreciate you weren't at the back, but I may have, I'll sheepishly say, I may have committed myself to maybe just playing a little something. Yeah, I couldn't really get away from it. It was complicated. The stagehand, he kind of recognised me and then pointed him out to his boss, and it all kind of a bit spiraled out of control. But we got in. The device is back there. Rupert's kind of fiddling with it now.
Sure.
Any idea how this is going to go off? What you want to do?
Well, need to get over there, so I'll follow back with you because I'll help you with your gig or something. But yeah, need to work the device.
I'm thinking let's let it all play out as originally planned. If
That's all we can do.
Rupert and Cole use their doohickey.
Yeah, that's a great word, doohickey. It really looks like it.
To try to stop Martha, and in the meantime, I'll keep eyes on Crystal, and if things break out and she departs, I'll try to shadow her.
Great. That's a great idea. Yeah, good stuff, man. See, Rico, you're the man for the job, I tell you. Is there anything you can't do? I love it. Love it. Fine. I'll make my way back to the kind of band pit then and see how it plays out. I think now it's one of those times where you just got to shut up and see what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
follow back with him, like I belong back there with him.
Okay, and you hear the commotion that hey, Martha's here. She just got here and got into her room and she's getting ready for the show. Does anyone have any of that bubbly water? She requested some of the bubbly water, and of course a couple of hands are running to go get her some water and cookies.
A small question to MC.
What's that?
May I suppose Rupert is a little bit nervous about the high sound in the opera, and he has taken some earplugs to isolate him from not too much noise.
I'll totally take that.
Yeah, that's a great. That actually is spot on.
As Rupert takes that moment, safety first, and starts putting in the earplugs just in case.
Yeah. Because we all had that discussion.
Most band players actually keep earplugs,
Yeah, too right, man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and probably flashback to the conversation we had is like, well, how come he's not affected? John isn't affected. It's because he's deaf. Oh, you can see Rupert in Rupert's head going, I'm going to take some here. Yeah, that's it, man. No. That makes perfect sense.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. You're a scientist.
So, are you all hunkering down and just waiting?
Yeah. God.
I think that.
Are you being proactive or reactive?
Right.
Because if you're just reactive, I'll start describing scenes, and you can totally tell me when you step in.
I think I might hop up on stage and just walk across backstage. Do you say there's kind of people fussing towards Martha's door? Because I saw where the door was. Yeah.
You did see where the door was. Yeah.
Okay. I'll go and knock.
And you clearly hear Sammy's voice going, not now. The star of the show cannot be bothered right now. And you hear her starting to do her warm-up exercise easily through the door.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, in that case, I might leave it. I think I will. Yeah, great. You ever done any singing, Jim? Is that your thing? Or
that was totally not me there.
It was not me.
That was Martha.
That was not.
Why did you
Yeah,
say that name?
Fine. Okay. In that case, I will rethink what I was going to do, and I will go back to the band pit, and I think I will wait it out, and I'll keep an eye on the other guys and see what happens. I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you get back to the band pit, and everybody's, they're totally tuning their instruments. You're hearing that little orchestra ruckus that always happens before a show. As the announcer comes out and announces the show. Thank you for everyone for the charity tickets. The proceeds for this show will go to the orphans of the City Institute. And of course, he does this moment of silence to bow and please, without another moment of ado, may I present Martha. And of course, the curtain pops up. The lights in the opera dim down. People start whipping out their opera glasses in the stands to be able to see clearly on stage. And you guys are all in your zone, right? Where's Rupert hiding? Because he is the stage ninja.
Yeah, he is.
He's somewhere
he could
here.
totally be popping up behind Martha. So you're
I
up
guess
in
he's
the
somewhere here.
okay,
Do you
up
see
by the lighting.
my ping?
Okay, so you found a nice way to get up the stairs. So you're at the lighting up there, the little catwalks that are above the stage.
Yeah.
This won't be dangerous. Our guy here immediately starts, picks up a tray of empty glasses and starts walking around offering empty glasses to people. He's trying. He's really trying.
Oh, bless him. Yes, I'd love an empty glass. Why, thank you.
Ultralight drink.
Stage ninja. I saw the Stripes some years ago. If you've ever heard of them, the band, and all of their stagehands are dressed as ninjas, and so they're black, all in black clothing. So if anything happens or they move stuff about in the background, it's like this kind of weird show, like behind them. It's the maddest thing. Anyway, go on.
Because you get to see the stage ninjas, but you don't see the stage ninjas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like you see us, but you don't see us. Yeah, it's really clever. It was really good. It was great. Anyway, right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think wait and see what happens.
So the camera kind of pans back down to Cole where he's sitting in his bad seats.
Well,
and
actually, no. I said I followed King up like I belonged with him, and I'm making my way to the device.
Oh, okay. So as you're heading towards the device, in that case, give me, as things are starting to warm up and get ready, give me a sneak.
Don't mess it up.
As your teammates give you all the confidence in the world with that.
What's that other one tagged for?
And it's probably tagged from last time.
All right, set here.
Strokes. Right. Can't think what they're called. What ones? It's going to bug me now.
And I'm using my help with King.
Yep.
And also empathetic connection.
Okay.
We're all like in sync together.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, give me your sneak around as you're totally like eyeballing where you think Rupert might be, but he's totally disappeared. Ooh.
Oh, dude.
Okay, so you're making your way to the device that Rupert set up already, right? So that way you can activate it? Is that right, David?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're setting up to where he's got the device on the stage, not the device on hand?
Yeah, setting up to be able to operate the device we built when necessary.
In order to do that, there's a choice.
Oh,
You have to leave your family heirloom behind. The sword will obviously give you away at some point, like the
It's
little stairs you have
concealed.
to. Yes, but
It's
you
got
must
a
leave
concealed hole.
something important behind or be discovered. I know it's concealed, but its size and weight is going to be difficult going up the little stagehand stairs.
Fine, I leave it with
I mean, you can totally bring it with you, but it's going to make enough noise that somebody will see you moving about.
That's fine. I'll leave it with Rico. Here you go. Hold
Okay.
this.
Rico, you have
Stay
a
just
one true sword. Don't lose
Whoa,
it.
whoa. What am I holding?
A sword.
Why does this keep happening to me? You're not going to get into trouble, they say.
It's in a.
Oh no!
It's in a indistinct scabbard. You're good.
It's just too awkward that he can't take it up the stairs without it catching on things and giving away his sneakiness, so he's being preemptive.
I dressed nice for this occasion. I don't want to hide it.
I
Like I said,
wore my
it's
best
got a-
sword coat.
It's got a inconspicuous sheath that it's in. So
Okay.
So it doesn't look like you're carrying a sword. You should be fine.
it's a concealed holster that it comes in.
Concealed holster.
Sealed
Because
holster.
it's not like a giant longsword. It's a smaller Greek type sword.
Oh yeah, we had a
Like
picture of it on
like
there.
a Zephos.
It's cool.
Yeah, that's great and all. But
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Pop with
I
a
love it.
concealed holster, people will think I have a gun, and when they see it's a sword,
I
The
carry
fang,
it everywhere.
the fang of Typhus. Love it.
okay, sure, let's
It's
do
going to
this.
be the Fang of 5 to 10 in Sing Sing. Okay, so you kind of sneak up there, so that way you're in contact with the device. So at any moment you can flick the switch.
Yep.
You kind of sense that Rupert is up there with your empathic connection.
Yep. All right.
Okay, so the curtain comes up. Martha comes out with the big spotlight on her, so you can totally tell she can't see the audience because she's bright lights, and she starts doing her talking to the audience about things that are important to her life: orphans, lost children, lost dogs, cats, and immediately over here, all by his lonesome, John starts getting really aggravated and starts tugging on a woman. He kind of like is grabbing her arm, trying to get her to get out of her seat.
Okay. That's
Which
interesting.
woman?
As
Somebody over here.
poor Rico
Which
is like
woman?
really on the opposite side of the room from me. As he immediately is starting to pull her arm, and she just like slaps him, and he stops and looks at her, and then he kind of looks at the room and all of you guys, that he can see, which is really just Rico and
I
King.
want to get up from my seat and make my way over there.
Okay, so as soon as you get up and start walking over, he kind of like holds her hand. He's kind of like trying to hold her hand, and then he reaches over to another person and immediately starts shaking their shoulder very abruptly, like a parent would shake an angry child abruptly. And the person's just looking at him like, "Excuse me, sir," and stands up and like flattens the clench marks off his suit. Just as you come walking up, and John looks at you with these eyes that are pleading. He doesn't. You can't see, and his hands are moving, and he's saying something, but you get the gist of he's trying to get these two people out of here. And then he just shakes his head like yes to you, and the second he does, all of a sudden he gets this glazed look in his eyes, and he immediately takes a few steps to a few rows closer, and starts to pull on a young teenage boy that's sitting there to get him out of his seat. And of course, the kid totally complies because he's just like, "What are we doing here?"
Yeah.
It's going to be a whole place. Great.
Yeah, I
Okay.
take a look to the ushers, see if there's any response from them.
There seems to definitely be one usher politely walking out the main entrance right here, because their job's not to confront, their job is to get the head usher. And it looks like they're going to go get back up. You're clearly picking up his very not panicked, quick stride that this is the go get your manager walk.
Yeah. Shoot.
What?
I'm going to try to. I'm going to
Go
try
on,
to
Neil.
use the game to generate some juice here.
Ooh.
And see, I'll tag hardworking man and technical troubleshooting to quickly
Like you know works there.
ascertain what kind of medical condition, what kind of medical situation am I dealing with here.
Ooh.
Okay, go ahead and get some juice. Are you going with change the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
And does stinging pain still apply here?
You know what? Yeah.
Cool. Yes.
John is just looking at you with pleading eyes. You know that you know he can't tell you exactly what, but these people are in danger right now.
Okay.
And with your, how would you like to use your juice? Are you just going to keep that +1 juice? Or is there something specifically you want to cash it in right now?
And she hasn't even started singing yet, right?
She's just talking and doing that whole pre-show chat with people, you know.
Kind of warm up thing. Yeah. That's cool.
Just enough that,
Ooh.
thank God, the lights are dimmed because this interaction is not being seen by a lot of people. It's being seen, it's happening, but it's not getting a lot of people to like panic or anything.
Okay. Shoot. I need more information here. I looked at John and are these two people experiencing some sort of medical issue?
As you kind of look at them both, you kind of notice that the older lady keeps clutching a necklace she has that's obviously one of those pendants that has a photo.
Okay.
The problem with Western society these days, we don't wear morning clothes anymore.
Yeah.
Classic.
Okay, so this is some sort of psychological trauma. They're not. It's not like they're actually having a heart attack, but they may be. It may whatever's triggering to them may be stress related.
May be able to break. They may be dying of a broken heart.
Damn it! Where's Tinkerbell when you need her? Okay. I am going to use. I'm going to tag hardworking man, technical troubleshooter, and I'm going to spend my 1 point of juice for a temporary tag of psychotherapy.
Okay, I've got that in there for you. I gave you the +1.
Yeah, you're a jack of all trades.
And what is it you're trying to do? What's the goal?
try to talk him off the ledge.
Now, are we talking about the audience member or John?
The audience member.
Okay,
I'm
give
going
me a
to.
go toe-to-toe.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because this is being one of those things that's escalating to a confrontation.
Yeah.
Mm.
Nice.
Oh man, get it. Great rolls, my dude.
Okay, so immediately you know your customer service, damn it. You are the hardworking man that knows customer service.
I never thought I'd use customer service in this way, but yeah.
Right,
Now
every
we're
pot in a storm.
So, of course, I noticed the prompt did not pop up, but I will totally paste for you. Since you had
Well, he
higher than
worked
a
it.
10, you get to choose 2 of these options. You
He
can
was
manage to reach your goal, which is totally de escalating the situation. Which is, I'm assuming, what you're going for. And you can totally create a tag on John if you want to try to calm him down. But you are definitely getting the idea that right now he's basically having a little anxiety attack because whatever is happening is eminently about to happen.
okay. Um, I'm gonna ta- I'm gonna I'm gonna try. I'm gonna select the first one. You manage
Okay.
to reach your goal,
So
which is
basically
to
you totally de-escalate the situation.
right, and then I'm also going to um
And since, by the way, it was a great success, you totally see the lady clutch her pendant and it opens up. And there's a picture of a woman holding a small child and a lock of hair in there. And she's just like, oh.
Dude, good call, man. Good call.
and let's see.
I'm sorry to be upset. We
Also
just
going
lost our
to.
daughter and grandchild.
That's terrible, man. Um, and I'm going to try to de-escalate John as well
Okay. So you
because
basically
I need him clear-headed.
you pull John aside and you're just like, I know I can't understand you back, but you got to calm down. And he's trying to express, especially once you've calmed him down, that and he waves big sweeping hand motions for the hand sign that you now realize is danger. So he's implying dozens of people are in danger.
Okay.
Does Rupert notice anything of that?
Uh,
He's
I'll
a
give you
stage
that.
ninja.
Yes, you
We're at
can
one.
see them having their little conversation, and he's waving his arms, but you can't quite make out what he's saying exactly.
I'm just
But I
watching
guess,
like King and what's her name for some kind of something.
but I guess from the context, it's more or less clear that there is some danger.
Yes, you're definitely sensing that you see that he was getting into a confrontation with people. You see that Rico calmed it down, and now he's gesturing to Rico the entirety of the room.
Uh,
Because you're a stage ninja with
since
your keen ninja
since
eyes.
Rupert has suspicions that it may be somehow or the danger may be connected to sound, uh, Rupert might want to try kind of uh, to make all the whole kind of dampening the sound. That anything, any sound might got to much lower
Okay, so all of a
of
sudden you see
intensity.
some of the speakers basically set up, and you go mess with the speakers, so it basically cuts out.
Like that.
Okay, so you go running over to the the speakers that are up in the catwalks, and just as she starts to sing, you start hearing this beautiful voice coming out, and the speakers start to carry the sound. Rupert's gonna grab the control panel for the speakers to try to dampen it and try to like reduce what she can do to just human voice instead of amplified. Because he's
Okay.
kind of making the connection here with the amplification, how dangerous that's going to be.
Actually, I was thinking about changing properties of matter,
Oh,
and
Ooh,
particularly the air, in the hall, not conducing the sound,
ooh.
that's
kind
sweet
making
now.
making the air sound resistant.
Okay,
Oh man,
so
that is
I
sweet.
will click matter is illusionary. So change item properties, right?
Yeah.
Now the
Mm-hmm.
question is, are you tagging it or are you burning it? Because you can totally burn it to make sure it just happens.
It does
I
work.
I think I'm burning it because I'm very stressed out, and I see there's something going to happen, but something bad.
Very cool. Okay, so
That's
basically natural 10. So describe what it does when you do it to the matter, because she just starts belting out her music. It's beautiful tone, and
Um,
Rupert's like, nope.
nope.
uh, the tone is still beautiful, but it gets very much mute. Not fully muted, but oh, sorry, it's too late.
Changing the
My wife is
range.
sleep. But very much lower
So
in
it's like she's in that
intensity.
cone of silence where it sounds like someone's got a pillow over what she's yelling. And
Sort of that.
how far is this effect taking place? Is it just like a small dome around her, or is it like the entire stage?
Uh, I guess I was aiming for the whole stage.
Okay, so even like the instrumentals are muted too,
Um,
or does it?
yeah, to some extent,
Okay,
not fully, but to some extent. Yeah.
so all of a sudden, Rico's out there, and you start to hear her sing, and you're just like bracing for it. You don't know when it's gonna happen, but you're bracing for it, and then all of a sudden the sound has this warble. And then all of a sudden, it sounds like you're at the end of a long hallway on a bad Zoom call. You know how you
Hmm.
get that hollow feel to the sound? It's just not
What's
right.
what's Zoom call? It's 80s and no Zoom.
Okay, think about maybe a Discord, with some guys in another country, maybe something like that.
It didn't have Discord then either, so.
I know it's hard to imagine.
It's like you got a cop yelling on the megaphone, but it's barely working as it is, so this quieter yell is coming out the other end.
Yes, yes, that's what I can understand.
And you
Or
physically see her. She's going through the motions. She's moving with the music. She looks fantastic in the outfit she's wearing. The orchestra's doing its thing. You see the instruments being played. And the sound just sounds so muted and reduced. Like people are actually kind of like looking around like this isn't right. And one
Uh,
person at the front row is kind of like into the music and you feel it. Cole, I mean, King and Cole, you guys kind of feel the music coming out of her. It's really sweet. It's got this great vibe going.
can can I tell whether her? I don't know how to describe it really. What words to use? Can I tell? I've seen her kind of. I don't know what you'd say, like true self, her manifestation, whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it before, and it's obviously scared the shit out of me. Can I tell whether it's coming out, or is manifesting somehow?
You can.
And I'm not sure
So,
how I would do that, whether I'd use a power or whether it would just be because we're both rifts. I don't know.
so you can totally choose to look beyond the mist, which is an
Oh
investigative
yeah, that's
roll.
the thing.
Yep, and I'll totally paste it there in the feed for you there. So you can look beyond the mist. When you reach inside to get in touch with your mythos, you can feel the truth beyond things without even knowing it. So you basically
Yes.
can use you're embracing you to see her.
Yes.
And
That would be my plan.
And totally like in Fifth Element, when that opera singer starts building up, you can see her hand motions and her voice is building up as she's really getting into this song. And people are like totally leaning forward in their seats in the first 3 rows, but that's about it.
Uh-huh.
As, we totally have, just off camera, we've got John tapping Rico on the shoulder and pointing at her. And pointing at her like, please understand what I'm saying.
What happened to his pad of paper?
He was carrying a tray of empty
glasses.
drinks.
He was
And
collecting
then he
those
just
glasses.
dropped them to pull the people out of danger.
Yeah, fair play.
So go ahead and King, give me your investigate.
Is that what the role is to do it?
Yep, yeah, it's going to be an investigation roll, but you're basically doing a supernatural version of it.
Yes, of course.
It's your riff talking to her riff, so to speak, or like if you're a fan of Dresden, using the third eye.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it, but I get the idea. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I've really got anything that can help with that specifically. Stuff it.
I don't need
let's
to
just
use your shaking for this because it goes without saying. You don't need a negative one for that.
Investigate the thing. Do the thing. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, okay.
A mild success. Like a mild cheese, but a success.
So you definitely sense her supernaturalness is building.
Yep.
And there's a few people, thank God it's only the first 3 rows, thanks to Rupert's move of changing the way air works, that are going to be able to be susceptible to it. So there's a small number compared to the massive amount of people in here that would have been affected by this.
I see, yes. Yeah.
And you sense that her hair is kind of moving a little unnaturally too wafty, like there's a breeze that's not really there. And you sense she's building up to it. She's not doing it like reflexively as an attack. It's just as she is touching her soul with her song, it just is coming out, is what you're getting.
Okay. My purpose in doing that would be to sense because I don't really know what this device does. I suggested that it might want to suck out her power or capture her or do something, but I imagine that would have to be at its peak. So that's why I was kind of saying, right, okay, is she activating the power to indicate to Cole and Rupert, switch the theme on? You know what I mean?
Tell me so I can activate when
the
manifestation is there.
Exactly, yeah. So she's not quite up to that kind of
full definitely is not
kind of opening the gate of
in
whatever.
The transition yet. She's building herself up to it.
Fine. I will. God, as much as it kills me because I've got loads of stuff that I want to do, but I'm gonna wait. It is eating me up inside.
Okay, and she finishes the first set, and she knocked the performance out, but it's weird how like only the first row or 2 are actually immediately clapping. Everybody else is doing this cascade clap because of a performance. But they're just like, something's wrong with the audio feel.
Right. Okay.
And then
I assume because Rupert hasn't said anything to us, and I imagine it's just something. Do we know, or do we just think, oh, that sounds a bit off? Maybe the PA's playing up or something. I don't know.
You're sensing that there's just something off in the sound.
Sure.
And she basically starts her next performance. She gets into this very, very deep song that just rolls through you. It's got very, very, very deep, music coming out of her of sorrow and sad. And then she goes to high pitch of the opera. And just as it starts to pitch, you feel the power building in her again. It starts to build back up. And that's a good place to wrap it up there.
Oh my goodness.
I'm about to signal to Cole to hit the big red button or whatever's on the top of the thing. It's like, activate the trap.
I was totally trying to see if we could get to the trap part, but I have run out of time because I just got a reminder that I have to be somewhere at 1 o'clock.
No, that's fine, man.
So
That's
a good place to wrap it up. It's a little afternoon. So for the quick montage, for the photo montage, is there any closing moves between this time and the next time? Because you can totally do something if you want for downtime. Especially if you can explain it off, like if you want to fix a status 1, if you have a cool quick thing that you can do, like Rico grabs a server's glass of champagne and downs it really quick to get rid of his shaken. The power of alcohol. Except when he fails. So there's the give attention. You can give one of your logos theme. Tell everybody at the table how you're giving your logos, and you can click an attention on that. Investigate the case. Basically, you can maybe find something that's helpful next time, like sandbags over the stage, that type of dealio. Explore your mythos. Tell everyone at the table which mystery you're exploring and how you're doing it, and you get to add one clue to your mythos as mark attention. Or prepare for your next activity. That's if you're basically totally getting ready to charge the stage. And then there's recover from your last activity. If you've burned any tags, it's a good time to get those back.
Right. So we can recover a burned tag.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely am going to recover a burned tag.
So there's the
one of those
photo montage downtime.
One of those gives us juice, right?
Yeah, you can totally do the prepare for your next activities. Tell everyone at the table how you're preparing, and choose one. Recover all your burnt tags, or get 3 juice.
Yeah. So I will do the 3 juice as I am closely watching between her and King, and I see the look building in King's face and eyes of dread. So that's pumping me ready to do my thing with the machine.
As you're looking at the first row of people and you see people gasping in awe and excitement of the energy coming off of her. Poor Cole is like looking everywhere at once, taking in all this crap. Okay,
ready to activate.
You will gain 3 juice, and I will totally put it in the comments so we don't forget.
Yeah, what's the thing about prepare for your? Oh, I see. Right, explore your system. Right. Well, one of the things I was thinking of doing, but things seem to have ended in a very, not an odd way, but a kind of, Rupert's done this awesome thing, which I wasn't anticipating, which is absolutely brilliant. I love that whole kind of making the air thick and, heavy, and that's really clever. But one of the things I was prepared to do was kind of leap up on the stage and essentially summon an army of angels to protect all the people who were in danger that John had. Because it's one of my powers is I can summon angels. So,
and the public will think it's the part of a performance.
It's all part of the show.
Yeah, I think they'll see it. So that I think I'd like to prepare to do that should it come to it. So I don't know what I have to do to do that.
So for preparing for that, we will totally say, since you are doing that you're using the instead of prepare for activity, you're exploring your mythos.
Well, I think it says prepare for your next activity. Prepare how everyone at the table, how you prepare to choose one. Recover or gain 3 juice to use in the combat. Well, I think that's it. I think I'm going to time
Go
it.
for the juice.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
He's
So you
So do I need-
getting a trumpet or sax or whatever you play warmed up, kind of getting it out. I'm
yeah,
assuming you use that to do your thing, right?
yeah, totally. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it's one of the powers of the trumpet is that it's supernaturally concealed anyway. But I kind of reach inside my jacket and start.
whips out his trumpet out of nowhere. Highlander
Yeah, why not?
style.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, classic.
Super trumpet.
Super trumpet. Yeah, title of your sex tape. Dude, I said that twice today. So I don't know. Do I need to roll anything to do that?
Nope. It's just you described that you're doing that, so you're totally jumping up there with her, and you're just like, "Ha! There's going to be a duet going on here of sorts."
Yeah, that's what I'm preparing to do. Should whatever fail or whatever, my plan is to summon some angels, wrap some protective wings around some people, and hope for the best.
Yeah.
Okay, Rico or
I'm
Rupert?
going to drink the alcohol and see if that's going to deaden the stinging pain in my foot.
You have a server come by, you grab that really nice champagne that was meant for the front row, and you down that sucker, and totally take care of that status you had there.
Yay!
Yay!
See a trend here. This group likes alcohol for fixing things. That's awesome.
But don't forget the effect will be only temporary.
Yeah, until the next morning, man.
I've forgotten that detail already.
Next consequence he gets is feeling it now.
Doesn't Homer Simpson say alcohol, the cause of and the solution to all of life's problems?
Okay, and what's Rupert gonna do?
I guess since we are just having a cliffhanger, so it would be illogical to recover my burn tag. So maybe I can get some juice instead.
Okay, so you basically, you're just gonna center yourself and start seeing every aspect that you could use for the next thing that has to happen.
I hope I can guess what did you mean.
Basically, you're taking in the situation, so that way you have an advantage, basically, for when things happen.
Yeah. Yes, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Cool.
So I'm sensing a ridiculous amount of big bang things happening at the
Yeah, I
cliffhanger
think
ending.
it's going to go off, isn't it?
I mean, 3 of you have +3 to whatever you do.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
Cool.
wait until
Have
you
you
see my
got-
roll for the device.
Yeah, you're going to need that +3, man.
As she starts singing in the
Probably
song,
not.
and King on the stage looks at her, and she looks at you, and she still has that twisted look in her head for you because she's still not sure what's going on between you two. And for almost a second there, King feels and looks at her, and for a second you think you almost see through her hand, but then you feel something. Yes, you're gonna feel something.
Oh, dear. Oh, yeah, because she's got a status against me, hasn't she? Awesome. Love it.
She's gonna make you feel things, man. You're gonna feel things you have never felt before.
Excellent. Have you got any idea about a next date?
I don't. What is good for you guys? Or should we throw dates out on the Facebook chat?
Yeah, Facebook chat might be best. I've got a pretty busy month this month. Yeah, next month doesn't look too bad. There's a couple of dates next month I might be able to do.
I have family coming into town.
Oh, you do?
And they'll be here through to the end of September. So I'm kind of iffy at the moment. But if we post dates down on Facebook, I can talk to them and figure it out.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Because we
It
all
sounds like you might
understand
be
how that
bit of time.
goes. Alrighty, guys.
Sounds like wiener.
Right. Well, best.
Oh shit.
Oh, what?
Oh, I was looking at a picture at Tucson Games and Gadgets, and it looks like he's got the D&D Ifrit statue
Ooh.
at the game store,
Nice.
and the Githyanki.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
He came back with some toys.
Well, it's not back yet, but there are apparently some new figurines they've gotten. They look fairly decent size.
In other words, guys, one of us will totally share pictures when we get to that game store. Because it's our local game store.
Yeah, I'd love to see him.
Alrighty, guys. Later.
You have to keep track of Dr. Crystal, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for the game.
Yeah. Well done, everyone. Best of luck with family, Neil.
Yeah. Have fun with that one. That's a long stay.